The episode opens with a deserted village named Todd Village. It's almost completely abandoned. The few remaining residents are preparing to leave as well. Among the last two villagers left, one turns to the other and says, "You know, not too long ago, Todd Village used to be quite famous. All the bandits in the surrounding areas respected us. We had a reputation, and they actually listened to us. This place used to be glorious. But now, it's all gone." The second man nods. "You, rewrite. Back when our chief was alive, he managed everything so well. But after his death, his brother tried to take over. Unfortunately, he couldn't handle it. Eventually, he too was killed. And now, there's no one left capable of leading this village." The first man replies, "Exactly. There's no point staying in a place that has no future. I heard a military force is approaching. Once they arrive, they'll completely destroy this village, and anyone left behind will be killed. It's better we leave while we still can." As the two talk, a third villager walks up and overhears their conversation. He looks at them in disappointment and says, "You two are pathetic. At a time like this, all you can think about is running away? Sure, our chief is dead, but his son is still alive. He could take charge and rebuild this village. Honestly, if I were in your place, I would run away ages ago." Then he laughs, picks up his belongings, and walks away without looking back. The two remaining villagers glance at each other and realize, he's right. There's nothing left to hold on to. They decide to leave too. And just like that, the last of Todd Village's residents vanish into the distance. But wait, not everyone has left yet. Inside the loyalty hall of Todd Village, a lone man sits. This is our protagonist, Cheng Li. Right now, his head is throbbing with pain. Why? Because his body has just been possessed by someone, our hero, from another world. Groaning from the pain, Cheng Li thinks to himself, "What's happening to me? Where am I? Whose body is this?" The last thing he remembers is playing a game called Heart of Bandits. He must have fallen asleep while playing, and now, somehow, he's woken up in this unfamiliar place, inside someone else's body. He can feel strange memories merging with his own, causing the unbearable headache. Looking around, Cheng Li realizes, this is Todd Village. He's inside a half-ruined house. This place once belonged to the W dynasty, which no longer exists. For 120 years, the W dynasty thrived, housing 13 great pavilions and 130 cities. But eventually, internal civil wars and external invasions broke it into pieces. Now, there is no W dynasty. Everyone has claimed pieces of the former empire for themselves. Small villages like Todd couldn't survive alone. Many of them became bandit villages, including Todd Village. When the founder of Todd arrived here, he was highly respected by the bandits. With his influence, he managed to stabilize and grow the village. But after his death, everything started falling apart. And now, it's all crumbling. As Cheng Li tries to make sense of the memories in his head, a hand touches his shoulder. "Excuse me," says a voice. It's a man named Xianji, a strategist of Todd Village. Cheng Li looks up, surprised. "You are still here?" Xianji replies, "I was about to leave too. There's no point staying now." Xianji had always hoped something might change, but now, even that hope is gone. Everyone's leaving. Even strategists have no role in a dead village. Cheng Li grabs his hand and says, "Xianji, you've served us for so long. I truly appreciate it. What if I promote you? I'll make you the master strategist of Todd Village. You'll have the highest authority. Just stay here." But Xianji shakes his head. "You are misunderstanding me. I didn't come here to stay. What good is a promotion when there's no one left to lead? What's the point of rising up when there's nothing below?" He then points to something on the ground. "I actually came here to take that hide lying near your feet. The village is empty, but this is the last valuable item that might sell for something." Cheng Li agrees and tells him to take it. Xianji happily wraps the hide and turns to leave. "Thank you," he says. "Oh, and by the way, I am taking Ligir with me. She's waiting outside with the horses. There's no reason for her to stay alone in the mountains. I'll find a place for both of us to settle down elsewhere." With that, Xianji walks away, leaving Cheng Li alone in the ruins of what was once a proud village. And finally, the entire village is now completely empty. The last person who was still here is none other than our hero, Cheng Li. Sitting there, banging his head in frustration, he starts thinking, this village is totally abandoned now. How in the world am I supposed to upgrade it? What can I possibly do here all alone? I'll just end up going crazy like this. While Cheng Li's lost in these thoughts, a hand suddenly appears from behind and smacks him hard on the head. He yells out, "Who did that?" Before he can react, he's instantly teleported to a strange place. It's clearly some sort of system location. In front of him, a huge glowing light starts forming, slowly taking the shape of a woman. At first, she doesn't have any clothes on, but piece by piece, her body gets covered. Chengli asks, "What is this place? Who are you?" The woman replies with a calm, mysterious smile, "Brave young man. You've finally arrived. We've been waiting for you for a long time." Chengli, surprised, says, "You were waiting for me? And who exactly are you?" She answers, "This is the system palace, and I am a bodymate. You should be proud, you've activated the heart of Bandit." She points forward, revealing a glowing blue crystal. As soon as Chengli sees it, his senses begin to heighten. The system location becomes fully visible, and in front of him, a full system window appears. Chengli exclaims, "What is all this? Heart of Bandit. This is the same game I was playing earlier. I've entered inside the game world." The girl nods, "Yes, you've officially entered the game, and I am your host, M. Birdnet. Think of me as your best friend. I'll be doing everything a friend is supposed to do." As she finishes her sentence, a large window pops up in front of Chengli, showing the details of his new domain. The place is called Todd Village. Owner, Chengli. Current population, 3. Chengli himself a strategist, a cleaner. Chengli gets excited, "Wow. I have my own full system window." But the excitement vanishes just as quickly when another screen flashes before him. It says, "You have a mission. There are only 3 people currently in your village. If the number drops even by 1, the mission will fail. You don't get to choose. This mission is being forced upon you and will now be merged with your host." Before Chengli can protest, the system window transforms into energy and enters his body. He screams in resistance, but it's useless. Whatever the system wants, it will happen. His opinion doesn't matter. The girl just laughs and says, "Congratulations. You've received your first mission. Quite an intense one, isn't it? Just imagine, only 3 people in a whole village? That's shameful. You need to bring in more people." Right after this, a mission window appears with all the details. Chengli, still processing everything, asks, "But how do I even get out of this place?" The girl smiles again, "Didn't I say I'm your best friend? I'll help you in every way I can." And just like a true best friend, she grabs him by the collar and throws him out with full force. As Chengli flies through the air, he yells, "What kind of friendship is this? Who throws their friend like that?" The next moment, Chengli finds himself back in his normal body. He didn't crash anywhere. He's just back, breathing heavily, still shaken by what just happened. But before he can calm down, the girl whispers directly in his ear, "This wasn't a dream. And there's one more thing you should know. If you fail this mission, you will die. And you, already on the verge of failure. Both your strategist and the cleaner are about to leave the village." Chengli screams, "No. Strategist. You can't leave the village." Without wasting time, he starts running after him. The strategist is already halfway down a hill, accompanied by the cleaner and a horse. Gasping for breath, Chengli finally catches up to them. Then, he notices something. The cleaner is a girl. Her name is Linga, and she's the daughter of the strategist, Sengasi. She tells her dad, "Why are we still standing here? Let's leave already. There's nothing for us here." Chengli turns to Sengasi and asks, "Who is she?" Sengasi replies, "Didn't I tell you? I'm taking someone with me. This is Linga, my daughter. She's been working at the stables behind the mountains. That's why you haven't seen her around." Chengli stares at Linga, lost in thought. "She's beautiful. I can't let her leave the village." Determined, he walks up to Sengasi and pleads, "You can't leave us like this. You've been a vital part of this village for years. You're smart, your strategies are brilliant. You're important to us. Please stay. I truly respect you." But Sengasi thinks to himself, "To hell with your respect. What good is it? This village is worthless. I'm not falling for any of this. I just want to leave, no matter what." Aloud, he says, "I'm too old now. I can't work anymore. This village has become too much of a burden for me. It's time for me to retire." Chengli says, "What kind of talk is that? I'm right here, and you are saying you, overburdened with work? That's just too much. Do you have any idea how bad it feels to hear that you had to do so much while I was around? But listen to me carefully, this won't happen again. Now that I know, I absolutely won't let you leave this village. I still have a bit of food stored here, and until that runs out, all of you are staying with me inside this village. Please, just think calmly for a moment. If you leave the village, where will you even go? And what will happen to this place? You, the only strategist we have. If even you, not here, how will this village survive? Who will make plans then? CNG replies, but do we really need strategy in this village anymore? We are among the last remaining people. Strategy only matters when we are thinking about upgrading the village. Right now, the village is on the verge of collapsing. Strategy won't help in such a situation. Chengali counters, how can you even say that? Strategy is what we need the most right now. If our village is about to collapse, strategy is the only thing that can help us stabilize it again. And I'm going to put your strategy to use immediately. Come on, grab a weapon. Let's go outside, loot someone, and earn some money. He calls out to Liger, Liger, quickly bring me my weapon. Liger heads off, and Chengali starts daydreaming. He imagines his weapon to be a glorious sword, something powerful enough to easily rob anyone he encounters. He pictures himself impressing Liger, and maybe even getting to the point where she asks, how old are you? Are you married? And if, by chance, she says no, Chengali dreams of proposing to her right then and there. Lost in his fantasy, he grips his imaginary sword. Just then, Liger returns. She says, here's your weapon. It's quite heavy. She hands him a massive axe, not a noble, elegant blade, but a giant, monstrous weapon that looks like it belonged to a demon. All of Chengali's excitement vanishes instantly. He thinks, how am I going to impress Liger with this? There goes my plan. Suddenly, a screen window pops up. You've completed your first mission. Both the strategist and the guru have agreed to stay in your village. It may be temporary, but it's still a win. The screen also says, you've earned a reward. You can now use this axe as your primary weapon and learn its techniques. These techniques will be useful in battle. CNG, trying to be formal, says, Master Chengali, I don't think it's safe for you to go down there alone. Chengali laughs, wait, who said I was going alone? I'm taking someone with me. CNG replies, are you joking? There are only 3 of us left in this village. Obviously, you'll have to go alone. Lee agrees, yes, that's true. But Chengali insists, exactly. Since there are 3 of us, why should I go alone? You are coming with me. CNG protests, but I'm old. How can I? Chengali places a hand on his shoulder and says, that's even better. I'll get to learn from your experience. CNG resists again, I'm not feeling well today. Chengali leans in and says, what did you just say? Repeat that one more time. And with that, he shows CNG the massive axe, clearly trying to intimidate him. It works. CNG, scared, finally agrees to come along. Chengali hops onto a horse and orders, move the horse forward. Another screen appears, your second mission has started. Loot at least one person. You have only a few hours left, complete the task before sunset. If you succeed, you'll win a lottery. If not, the punishment will be the same as last time, instant death. Chengali spurs the horse forward. CNG, still standing, says, Master Chengali. Chengali cuts him off, call me Chief. Chief, sounds more regal and impressive. And from now on, I don't want to hear anything else. Let's only talk about looting someone, alright? CNG sighs. He realizes he's made a huge mistake by agreeing to stay in this village. Now, he'll have to follow every reckless command Chengali gives. The scene shifts. They've now reached the base of the mountain, but there's still a long way to go. Time is running out fast. If Chengali doesn't loot someone before sunset, he's done for. Soon, we see a carriage approaching, guarded by 2 knights. These are about to become Chengali's targets. One knight warns, Master Lane, this area is extremely dangerous. I've heard that this place is home to a gang village full of bandits. They ambush travelers. We need to be careful. But Lane replies confidently, there's no need to be cautious. If a bandit shows up, I'll take him down immediately. Let someone try attacking me. I'll end them with my spear before they know what hit them. Back with Chengali and CNG, they lie in wait, hidden and watching. CNG whispers, it's almost dark. If no one shows up soon, no one will. Nobody travels through this area after sunset. Chengali says, no, not yet. We need to wait. I'm sure someone is going to arrive soon. And just like that, Chengali's patience starts paying off. A few people begin approaching. The prey is moving swiftly, right toward the hunter. These 2 men are knights. One of them speaks up, Sir, you've protected us quite well. Just a little distance remains now. We'll reach our destination soon. Right now, they're carrying a black stone, something extremely valuable. No matter what, they need to get it to its destination. That black stone is so precious that multiple knights have been hired solely for its protection. Along with these 2, there are many other knights walking on foot, forming a large group. Among them, one knight yells at the others, "You two are moving too far ahead. Stay closer. We can't afford to be scattered like this. If we are too far apart, anyone could ambush us. This place is dangerous." But deep down, even that knight knows it's all nonsense. No one's going to attack them here, not when they're this many, and all royal knights at that. Anyone would think 10 times before even trying. These warnings are more of a formality now, something repeated out of habit. Meanwhile, Chengali has his eyes on them. He looks at them and says to Ciengi, "There. That's our prey." Ciengi replies, "Who among them? There are too many, more than 10. There's no way we can win against them. Trust me, we should just leave." Saying that, Ciengi starts walking away on his own. But Chengali stops him. "No. There's no need to run. I know you, scared. You think something might happen to me, but you don't need to be afraid. Move forward, I'm right behind you. I won't hesitate to die by your side. It would be an honor for me." Ciengi, in his head, thinks, "Honor? There's nothing honorable about dying right now. I don't want to die. And who the hell cares about you anyway? Go fight them if you want. I just want to lie down and rest somewhere. I don't want to do any of this." That's when a plan pops into Ciengi's mind. He walks up to Chengali's horse and says, "I think your horse is acting strange. It looks tired. If you push it any further, it might lose control." And without Chengali realizing, Ciengi quietly slips a knife into the horse's backside. Just as expected, the horse panics and starts galloping wildly, straight toward the knights. Seeing this, Chengali freaks out. He has no idea how to stop the horse. Desperately, he shouts toward the knights, "Knights, prepare yourselves. I'm here to steal everything you've got. I'll rob the sleep from your eyes and you won't even realize it." Meanwhile, Ciengi watches from a distance, already assuming Chengali's done for. Tears stream down his face as he thinks, "Chief, I'm sorry, this is all my fault. You are going to die out there, but you dragged me into this. I have a daughter. I don't want to die right now. You don't even have a family. You risk your life like it's nothing. I have to think 10 times before doing anything. I feel bad, but I had to do this to you." But then we realize, those were crocodile tears. Ciengi doesn't actually care. In fact, he starts cursing Chengali, "You are pathetic. You were the worst chief our village ever had. With someone like you, our village would never move forward. Your death means nothing to me. If you die, I won't shed a single tear. Honestly, I'll be happy. I might even throw a party tonight." We shift back to Chengali, still riding that wild horse, unable to gain control. But he's trying to stay in control of his words at least. He shouts again, "Run away, all of you, or you'll die." Inside though, he's terrified. His mind races. "They're all going to kill me. I'm heading straight at them. What do? I don't even know where Ciengi went. This horse isn't listening to me at all." Finally, just as he reaches the knights, the horse slows down, under his control now. Chengali sighs in relief. "Finally. I got control. But what now? They've already seen me. I can't escape now. They won't let me." All the knights stare at Chengali, full of rage. Their eyes scream, "Eliminate him." Chengali's brain completely blanks out. He has no idea what to do. Total mental shutdown. Then, one of the knights steps forward, draws his sword, and says, "Did you really think you could rob us all by yourself? Tell me, who the hell are you?" Chengali says, "Maybe you all didn't recognize me. By the way, I'm not into torturing anyone. Actually, I'm Ciengi. You must have heard my name. I'm a brilliant strategist. I make great plans, and even now, I have a complete plan to rob you all. If you don't kneel before me and hand over all your belongings, you'll all be finished." He thumps his chest proudly and, without any fear, speaks all this in front of the knights. For a moment, silence spreads across the place. Then suddenly, all the knights start laughing loudly. One of them says, "Do you really think you can rob all of us alone? Look at how many we are, and do you even know who we are?" Just then, the leader of the knights signals the others to be quiet. He turns to Chengali and asks, "Did you actually come here thinking you could attack us? Alone? Do you have a death wish or something? Because if you do, we can definitely help fulfill it." As the knight is talking, a carriage behind him opens slightly, and inside it, a pair of bright blue eyes become visible. A beautiful girl is sitting inside, looking directly at Chengali. His gaze instantly locks onto her. Chengali becomes overjoyed. In his mind, he starts thinking, "She's insanely beautiful. If I call her the most beautiful girl in the world, it still won't be an exaggeration." Just as he's daydreaming, the system, like a strict friend, smacks him hard on the head and reminds him, why exactly are you here? At the same moment, a small screen pops up in front of Chengali, showing a message. The system is currently in its mini form. It is very weak right now and can only be seen by you. No one else can see or hear it. Chengali, looking at the system, says, why are you even visible to me if you read this weak? You can't even attack me properly. The system replies, oh, I can absolutely attack you. So far, I've just been messing with you. But if you fail this mission, you'll be killed. Anyway, I'm not here for small talk. I've come for something special. I can clearly see that you are garbage. Weak, useless, and completely hopeless, the system says. Chengali groans, alright. Enough insults already. But the system continues, there's more to come, but fine, let's skip that. Your flaws are endless anyway. I can see you are completely helpless in front of these knights. You can't do a thing. That's why I'm giving you a chance. This is a special quest. If you accept it, you'll be rewarded. But whether to accept or not, that's completely your choice. The system then displays a board in front of him. On it is written, to complete this quest, you must marry the girl inside that carriage. Below that are two options, accept and reject. Chengali stands still, thinking deeply. Then he smiles to himself. This is amazing. I'll get double rewards, one for accepting the quest, and the other for marrying the girl. Jackpot. He says to the system, fine, I'm ready. I know this sounds terrible. I have to get married for it, and that's not really my thing, but I'm a bandit. I don't fear anyone, and today, I won't even fear marriage. With that, he clicks accept. Meanwhile, all the knights have been watching Chengali's every move, and now they burst into laughter again. One of them steps up and says, no more laughing now. It's rare we come across a bandit like this. He's completely helpless. Let's enjoy this. Then he looks around and asks, so, who among us will step up and fight this bandit first? The other knights cheer, suggesting one name, Lin. Apparently, Lin is the most powerful among them, known for his exceptional skills. They all agree to send him forward. Hearing this, Lin rides ahead on his horse and says, thief, it's unfortunate that you are up against me, but I'll make you a deal. If you survive my spear, I'll let you walk away alive. Just then, the girl from the carriage comes forward and places a stand in front of Chengali. On it is written, this is Lin. He wields the Windbreaker spear and has a hidden attribute that is extremely powerful. People consider him a hero. If you defeat him in battle, your reputation will improve. Seeing this, another knight named Leon also steps forward, swinging his axe. He says, alright then, I'll fight you too, but I'll give you a chance. If you want to back off, now's the time. Don't retreat later in shame, because that'll just make it worse. By the way, he adds, if you have even a shred of dignity, tell me your name. I don't fight anyone whose name I don't know. Lin says, my name is Lin Shoyu, and I belong to Chang'ai. But who are you? Qingli doesn't want to reveal his real name here. So, he introduces himself as Meng Wei and quickly tells Lin, there's no need for more talking, just start the fight. Lin responds, alright then, let's begin. My spear's been itching to pierce through your body anyway. Qingli smirks, is that so? Then I'll slice your neck off with my axe. You won't be able to do a thing. As soon as he says that, Qingli spins his axe with great force. Lin reacts instantly, blocking the attack with his spear. That's when he realizes just how strong Qingli actually is. Unfortunately, it's too late now, he had underestimated him. Qingli increases his power even more, and with one powerful strike, Lin screams in pain and falls off his horse, hitting the ground hard. His spear slips from his hand. After defeating Lin, Qingli doesn't stop, he keeps moving forward. The other knights who were present are left shocked. They never expected Qingli to win so easily. Before they can even make sense of what's happening, Qingli reaches a chariot nearby. A knight is seated atop it, but Qingli tosses him aside. Inside the chariot is a girl, who doesn't seem to be trying anything drastic. Qingli, without hesitation, attacks the horses using his axe. The blade sinks into the rear of the horses, causing them to panic and run wild. The chariot is now uncontrollable. One of the knights tries to stop the horses, but it's no use. The leader of the knights shouts, everyone, chase them. They must not escape. We must stop that chariot at all costs. Hearing this, all the knights mount their horses and begin pursuing Qingli. Meanwhile, we cut to Todd village. Senji is still climbing the mountain on foot, which has taken him a lot of time. After passing near the village, he starts running. Get ready quickly, he says, a great danger is coming. Shut all the gates now. He enters the village. Liger asks, but how did you get here alone? The chief was supposed to be with you, wasn't he? Senji replies, I think he's gone mad. He did something incredibly reckless in front of the knights. I think he's already dead. This is all my fault. I should have stayed with him. You must think I'm pathetic. Liger responds, no, not at all. If he had to die, then so be it. But you have to stay alive. You're far more important to me than he ever was. I don't care if you're honest or not. Senji says, all right then. We need to get out of here fast. Our time in this village is up. If only we had listened to the chief and left earlier, we'd still have the horses. But now, even they're dead. We don't have much time left. Go into the village and gather everything you can. There were some things like garlic in the kitchen, take all of it. Nothing should be left behind. With that, Liger and Senji begin packing again. They're grabbing everything they can find to prepare for their escape. Back on Qingli's side, he's racing away with the chariot, and the knights are hot on his trail. They're doing everything to catch him, not letting him escape. Qingli is panicking now. Just then, the system girl appears beside him. She says, you did well. You looted all those knights. They had a lot of treasure, which is now yours. That means your mission is complete. And now, as your reward, you get a lucky draw. Qingli shouts, then hurry up and give it to me. I need it right now. The system replies, it's not that simple. You'll have to draw it, which takes a bit of time. Qingli snaps, what nonsense. I don't have any time. The knights will catch up to me any moment. Give me something I can use in this fight, or I'm going to die horribly. The system calmly replies, be patient. Everything happens at its own pace. She then summons a vending machine and starts activating it. Meanwhile, the knight leader yells from behind, catch him. Thief, you can't escape. We will kill you. Qingli turns to the system again and says, do you hear that? These guys are masters. If they catch me, I'm dead. Do something, now. Finally, the vending machine activates. From inside it, an egg-like structure appears. It looks like a pokeball. As it opens, it reveals a living creature. Qingli's reward is a hunter named Quinman. The system tells him quickly, Qingli, you've been granted a hunter. Now, figure out where he is. Qingli looks around but doesn't see anything. He asks, do I need to say a spell or something to summon him? Then, mockingly, he shouts, all right, Pikachu, come out. Thunderstorm. Abracadabra. Jabla Zoom. Attack them all. Quinman, get over here, I choose you. He starts shouting random spells, but nothing works. Frustrated, he screams at the system, what the hell is happening? Nothing's working. Just then, the knight who fought Qingli earlier, Lin, arrives, furious and charging with his spear. He yells, you're not escaping. We will kill you. His speed increases, and he gets dangerously close to Qingli. Qingli's fear intensifies. Suddenly, a voice from ahead speaks up. There's no need to worry. I, Quinman, have arrived. Qingli looks forward, and there he sees a huge, muscular man standing tall with a spear in his hand. Qingli runs past him and, after moving a bit ahead, turns to see what Quinman is about to do next. From the backside, Lin is also racing forward on his horse. Just as he approaches Quin's path, Quin swings his weapon with full force. The attack lands directly on Lin's horse. The impact is so strong that the horse dies on the spot, and Lin crashes to the ground. Seeing this, Lin immediately realizes that Quin is no ordinary fighter. He just took down a speeding horse mid-charge. This man is seriously powerful. The other knights watching are equally shaken. At this moment, the leader of the knights tries to threaten Qingli. He says, boy, maybe you won this time, but don't mistake this for victory. We belong to Blackstone City, a force far greater than you can imagine. We'll leave for now, but once we are gone, a massive army will be sent here. They'll destroy everything. If you value your life, hand over the carriage. The girl inside is extremely important to us, she's a princess. That's when the truth drops. The precious cargo they were referring to isn't just valuable, she's actually the princess of Blackstone City. And these knights? They were her guards, and they failed. Quin doesn't waste time. He strikes a nearby stone with his weapon and sends it flying straight into the knight's face. That's his response, loud and clear. He's not handing over the girl. The knight, realizing the situation is out of control, immediately orders his team to retreat. Fall back. We need to inform the commander. All the knights flee, and just like that, the fight ends. After the chaos settles, Quinman stands face to face with Qingli. He walks up and directly addresses him as, Chief, my name is Quinman. I want to join you. At that moment, the system begins relaying information to Qingli. Name, Quinman. Age, 31. Weapon, special spear. Role, hunter. Hidden attribute, none. Background, tragic. Quinman harbors deep hatred for Blackstone City. He once lived there, and so did his wife. She was incredibly beautiful, and one day, the king laid eyes on her. That interest turned dangerous. When Quinman wasn't home, the king sent men to capture his wife. Terrified, she ran to a cliff and jumped, choosing death over dishonor. When Quinn heard the news, he was devastated. His grief turned to rage. He launched a one-man assault against Blackstone City, killing over 10 soldiers before being branded a criminal. From that day on, he vowed to leave Blackstone behind, but also swore vengeance. Now, to gain strength, he has come to Todd Village. After hearing this story, Chengali reflects, this is pretty intense. Honestly, I don't really care. He's just a background character. This is fiction, after all, a story written by someone. But to him, this is his life, his tragedy, his war. He's surrounded by enemies, burning with the fire of revenge. And me? I'll toast my marshmallows in that fire and enjoy the show. His pain? Doesn't bother me one bit. Just then, something unexpected happens. The horse Chengali had abandoned earlier returns, limping but loyal. It somehow followed him all the way back. Chengali, surprised, thinks, so, it really chased me down, huh? I left it behind. Turning to Quinman, Chengali says, get on the horse. We need to leave. We are going to Todd Village. Your new home awaits. The scene shifts. Todd Village. The home may be waiting, but the people are getting ready to run. CNG is racing around the village, stuffing everything useful into a bag. But his greed knows no bounds. Seeing this, Linger finally snaps, Father. Enough. How much more are you going to loot? We need to go, it's getting late. CNG argues, what are you saying? If we leave empty-handed, how will we survive in the mountains? We need everything we can carry. And if only we had a horse, carrying all this would be so much easier. Right then, a voice interrupts, you want a horse? Fine, I'll give you one. It's Chengali, arriving with Quinman. CNG is stunned. Chief? You're alive? How is this possible? He quickly tries to cover up his slip. No, I meant there's no way anything could have happened to you. I always believed you, come back safe. But deep down, everyone knows that CNG's relief was more about survival than loyalty. Chengali raised an eyebrow and said, oh really? Then why have you packed up all this stuff? Looks to me like you're planning to run away. Then he leaned forward a bit and added, anyway, if that's what you're thinking, go ahead. Do whatever you want. This time, I'm not going to stop you. But there's one thing I need to tell you. I had a run-in with those knights. I managed to drive them away, sure, but there's a small problem. I gave them 2 fake names. One was Mingwell, and the other? Strategist Senji. You do understand what that means, right? If you go anywhere down this mountain and try to settle, you'll be in serious danger. People will come after you. They'll assume you're the one who attacked the knights. Hearing this, Senji panicked. No. I wasn't trying to run away. Not at all. I was just checking what stuff we had. How could you even think that? Sure, I'm old now, but I'm not a coward. There's no way I'd leave you behind. Then he added with a bit of pride, and I'm not scared of those knights either. As long as I'm with you, none of them can lay a finger on you. If any of them dares to attack, I'll fight them off and drive them away myself. Chengali smirked. Oh yeah? Drive them away? Let them come first. You might just end up being the one who gets chased around. Then he waved it off and said, anyway, forget all that. Let's move on. Time to meet some new faces. This is Quinman. I met him on the road. From now on, he'll be living with us here in Toad Village. And that's not all, we've got another guest. We need to take good care of this one. Then he started assigning tasks. Linger, you'll look after the horses. Our new buddy Quinman will handle cooking. And the most important person in this village, Senji, you'll go prepare a room for our special guest. This guest is very important to me. In fact, I'll be marrying her soon. Make sure the room is fully locked, like a jail cell, but comfortable enough with all the facilities. According to Chengli's plan, everything gets arranged. Senji takes the horse and heads out, and Chengali starts thinking to himself, my mission is finally complete. I've brought her to Toad Village, and soon, we'll be married. But then, why hasn't the mission been marked as complete yet? System, where are you? Show up right now. He snaps his fingers like calling a servant, and the system appears. But instead of answering, she smacks him on the head. Talk to me with respect, she snaps. I'm not your servant. If you want to call me again, say Lord System or Great System. Only then will I respond. Chengali quickly corrects himself. Yes, Great System. Now tell me, why hasn't my mission been completed yet? The system replies, the reward has already been given. But not to you. This was a special mission. Since you completed it, 1 out of the 4 people in your village has received a hidden attribute. Soon, you'll find out who it is. Chengali frowned. So I won't get the skill, even though I did all the work? That's just unfair. I don't think anything worse could happen to me right now. Just as he said that, Senji walked in, looking surprisingly handsome, and Chengali was stunned. The last person he expected to get the hidden skill was the one who got it. Senji. The guy Qingli always thought was useless, now he's the one with the hidden trait. And that's when Qingli realized things could definitely still get worse. After this, we see a scene a bit farther from Toad Village. It's already dark now. All the knights have set up camp here. They are completely exhausted, physically and mentally defeated. The leader of the knights turns to one of his comrades and asks, "Do you still want to live, along with everyone else?" The knights respond firmly, "Yes, of course, we want to live." The leader continues, "Then answer me one question. How many bandits attacked us?" Hearing this, the knights begin looking at each other in confusion. The question seems simple, almost too obvious. They respond, "Only one." That's when they realize what the leader is really asking. One of them corrects himself, "No, not one. There were 100, more than 100. The leader says, "That's the difference between an ordinary knight and a true leader. Your thinking is still small. There weren't just 100, nearly 300 bandits attacked us all of a sudden. They came at us from every direction. Despite the chaos, we held our ground and tried to fight back. But even with all our efforts, it was too late. The bandits managed to seize control of the chariot and began escaping with it. We chased after them. We didn't want even a single bandit to get away, especially not with the chariot. But because they outnumbered us, they managed to block our path. And during all of this, one of our own, Knight Lin, went missing. We don't know where he is. Maybe he died. And despite putting our lives on the line, we still couldn't save the young madam. They kidnapped her. You all need to understand something clearly. When we return to the city, this is the exact story we'll tell, word for word. If anyone changes a single detail, everyone will be punished. All of you will be executed." All the knights standing there nod in agreement without hesitation. They all want to survive. Then, the leader stands tall and says, "All right, let's move. We need to return to the city immediately and report everything." But then, we see something unexpected. Knight Lin isn't missing. He's right there, standing ahead, spear in hand, eyes burning with fury. He thinks to himself, "How could this happen? How could someone kidnap the young lady right in front of me? It was my job to protect her at all costs, and I failed. For a knight, this is utterly shameful. But I promise this, no matter what it takes, I will rescue her. Madam Su, until I set you free, I will not rest, and once I do, I'll prove to the entire world that I am a true knight, one who knows how to fulfill his duty." After this, we switch to a scene in Todd Village where a man named Senji is standing in front of Changli. The system appears, displaying a screen with Senji's details. It reads, Name, Senji, age, 49. He possesses the power of an inept strategist. This power is currently very low grade and ineffective. If anyone follows his advice and it turns out to be correct, they will suffer a loss. However, if his advice is wrong, it could lead to complete destruction. In simple terms, listening to him is a lose-lose situation. You should think at least 300,000 to 400,000 times before acting on anything he says. Upon reading this, Changli turns to the system and asks, "What kind of absurd skill is this? You should have told me beforehand. This strategist is absolutely useless." "And you leveled him up? You made him a strategist? A strategist whose advice brings only harm? Why would I even consult him?" As Changli speaks, negative thoughts about the strategist cloud his mind. At that moment, Senji looks at him and asks, "Is something wrong? Why are you staring at me like that?" Changli replies, "Oh no, I'm not looking at you. I'm just staring at my own bad luck, wondering how it could possibly get any worse." Senji, keeping a straight face, says, "By the way, Chief, the girl you brought here, I asked her name. She said it's Swaying E. She's from Blackstorm City. And not just anyone, she's the princess." He pauses for a moment, then adds, "Do you realize what that means? She's extremely important to Blackstorm City. They could send a massive army here just for her. That city is powerful. The knights there could launch an attack on us at any time. You probably know that our previous chief was also killed by those same forces. If they attack again, they won't just fight, they'll wipe us all out." Just then, Liger arrives at the scene and cheerfully announces, "Dad. Chief. It's time for dinner." Changli sighs and says, "I think we should eat first. We'll discuss everything over food. And make sure Queen Man is part of the conversation." They all move to a simple cooking area. It's nothing fancy, they're making their own meals. Among all of them, only Queen Man seems to know anything significant about Blackstorm City. Changli turns to him and asks, "What do you know about that place?" Queen Man explains, "The king of Blackstone City is ruthless and dangerous. His name is Hanju. He commands an army of 5,000 soldiers. And one thing's for sure, if he decides to attack, he will attack. He doesn't hesitate." Senji immediately reacts, 5,000 soldiers? That's way too many. If he brings that force here, we'll be annihilated. I think we should retreat, fast. Chang Li interrupts, retreat? What do you mean? We've already kidnapped the princess. Even if we return her, it won't matter anymore. What do you want me to do? Bow before them, hand her back, and say, sorry, it was a mistake and expect forgiveness? No, they'll kill us anyway. And if we surrender now, we'll lose even the shield we currently have. Senji quickly backs off, yes, you're right, don't listen to me. I never said anything. Just pretend I didn't speak at all. That's when Queen Man steps forward with a bold idea. There's no doubt they'll attack us. But what if we strike first? We go after their king, Hanju, and kill him. Then we seize the city before they can make a move. We already have a strategist. Let's use him. Devise a plan that gives us at least a 70% chance of winning. Senji stares in disbelief and says, are you out of your mind? I'm not that kind of strategist. I can't give you a 70% win rate. Besides, you're just two people. You can't win a fight against them under any circumstances. Liger, pack up. We're leaving. There's no point staying here. Liger, tears in her eyes, says, yes, you're right. If we stay, we'll be finished. That army will destroy us so completely that not even our remains will be found. But Chang Li raises his voice, silencing everyone. Enough. Everyone, calm down and listen. He continues, there are a few things I've realized. First, we've kidnapped a girl who was headed toward Black Storm City. That likely means she was on her way to marry the king. We've kidnapped the king's bride. Blackstone City may have 5,000 soldiers, but they won't send them all. At most, 1,000 or 2,000 will be sent to deal with us. He pauses, then says, Blackstone City is also very far away. Even if their soldiers come, it'll take them 5 days to reach us. And I think 5 days is enough. In those 5 days, we'll turn this place into a fortress. We'll set traps everywhere. By the time they arrive, they'll walk straight into their doom. We'll transform this village into a place no army can conquer. Just as he finishes speaking, the girl approaches, and the system appears again. It informs Chang Li, you have received a new quest, defend your village at all costs. If successful, the population of your village will be increased. After that, Chang Li continues speaking, the third and most important thing, which I now understand clearly, is this, we are currently at war with Blackstone City. As you mentioned earlier, Blackstone City was the one that wiped out our previous chief. That makes it clear, they are our enemies. We have to destroy that city at any cost. And if we back down out of fear, that would be nothing short of shameful. On the other hand, Queen Man is also in conflict with Blackstone City. They want to destroy her as well. Which means even Queen Man can't afford to retreat. It would be just as disgraceful for her. And here we are, in our own village, being attacked by outsiders. How can we even think of running away like cowards? When we have so many reasons to stay and fight, so many reasons to resist Blackstone City, then there's absolutely no reason for us to flee. That leaves us with only one option, defend our village by any means necessary. Right now, we have no other choice. That's when CNG's strategist mind kicks in. He says, there are two paths from Blackstone City to us. One is the main route, which can be used to send a large army. They'll spread wide and advance from that direction. If they plan to attack with full force, that's the route they'll most likely choose. The other is a narrower path. A large army can't move together through it. If they decide to send a smaller unit, they'll definitely take that route. The real problem is, how do we know which path they'll use? Where do we lay our traps? If we pick the wrong path, they could come through the other and catch us off guard. Hearing this, Chang Li starts thinking, he's definitely not a good strategist. That means whatever option he gives us will likely be the wrong one. With that in mind, he asks CNG, what do you think? Which path will they take? CNG replies, I think they'll take the main path. It's just better overall. And that's all Chang Li needs. He now knows exactly where to place all the traps. Then Chang Li asks another question, CNG, what do you think is going to happen to you if a battle breaks out here? CNG calmly responds, only one thing, no matter what we do, they'll come, and we'll be destroyed. We all doomed. Soon, no one will even remember that we existed. Chang Li replies, till now, I wasn't confident at all about winning this fight. But now, I'm starting to feel just a little confident. It feels like we might actually have a chance. He starts thinking, who says this guy's skills are useless? In fact, his skill might be exactly what we need. I'll keep asking him all the risky questions. Whatever answer he gives, I'll go with the opposite. That way, I can eliminate all the wrong options and be left with only the right ones. That's what I call using power wisely. If you think about it, even a used toilet paper roll can be repurposed the right way, and I'm exactly the kind of guy who knows how to make use of everything. We then cut to the girl, Sun Yin. She's been given a place to stay in a nice house. Since most of the houses here are empty anyway, she was put up in one of them. She's comfortably sitting on the bed. Just then, Chengali walks in and says, "Miss Su, it's time for dinner." As soon as she looks at him, he's captivated. He thinks, she's so beautiful. Her eyes are so clear. I want to have her no matter what. I want to give her everything she wants right here in this house, just so she agrees to marry me. The very next second after thinking all that, Qingli quickly calms himself down. He starts wondering, what am I even thinking? This is all nonsense. How can I even imagine winning over a girl like this? He reminds himself, the world I belong to teaches respect for women. There's no way I can think like this. Just as he clears his thoughts, the system girl suddenly appears in front of him. She walks up to him and says, "Your thoughts have become unusually pure. Because of that, we want you to accept another quest. Remember that mission you completed a while ago? The one where you had to kidnap this girl and marry her? That mission now has a second part. You still haven't married her yet, only the kidnapping part is done. So now, part 2 begins. You'll have to win her heart. But remember, you're not allowed to use any kind of violence. A true king must know how to conquer both land and hearts." Hearing that, Qingli smiles and says, "Well, miss, I thought you'd be asleep by now. But you're still awake. Maybe you're hungry? Please have this food, and you'll be able to sleep well afterwards." Suing responds coldly, "Do you even know who I am? My father is a powerful businessman, very wealthy. And I'm about to marry into the royal family of Blackstone City. If you don't release me now, you're going to face serious consequences. Both my father and the Blackstone King must already be preparing to come after you. They'll wipe you all out. But if you let me go right now, you might even be rewarded. I'll try to make sure your life is spared." Qingli calmly replies, "Seems like there's a misunderstanding. We didn't kidnap you for money. We did this because we have an old rivalry with Blackstone City. Once that's resolved, we'll let you go safely. You're not in any real danger here. Once our task is complete, we'll make sure you return safely to your family." Suing, clearly unconvinced, snaps, "You're lying. Your eyes look just like every other kidnapper's. You're a thug who's taken me for ransom. If it's money you want, just say so. I can pay you as much as you want. If you want to make a deal, we can do that too, on your terms. Just please, don't hurt me, and return me to my family safely." Right then, a system window appears, displaying her information, name, Suing age, 17 special trait. She instantly speaks whatever is on her mind. Qingli looks at it and mutters, "So she's basically an idiot. She doesn't even think before speaking." Thinking fast, Qingli realizes he needs a different approach. Maybe I should tell her a random, emotional story, he thinks. And so, he begins. "You probably think I'm just another kidnapper. Someone trying to take advantage of a girl. But that's not true. Every kidnapper in this world has their own story. I used to be a good student once. I had books in my hand. I never needed to pick up a weapon." As he tells the story, Suing unexpectedly gets curious. Like a child, she asks, "Then what happened?" Qingli continues, "When I had learned everything this world had to offer, I studied countless books." But before he can finish, the system girl interrupts with another announcement. "You've accidentally completed another hidden mission. It was an extra task where you had to increase the respect Queen Men has for you." Even though everything you just said was a lie, she believed it to be true. And because of that, her respect for you has increased significantly. This means you've completed yet another task. She continues, "Also, we noticed that you talked to Suing respectfully. If you had spoken to her inappropriately and Queen Men overheard it, all the respect she had for you would have vanished in an instant. In fact, she might have even attacked you. She absolutely hates it when someone disrespects a woman." Chengali says, "You should have told me this earlier. What if I had gone to Suig and spoken to him? What if I said something wrong? He would, Wei snapped my neck right then and there." To Suig, his wife appears inside Suig's memories. And when he looks at me, he sees the soldiers who once attacked her. In a way, I just saved my own life today. I should always be careful and respectful while talking to Suig. Now the scene shifts. It's the next morning. Liger is seen running and yelling, "Wake up, everyone. We are about to be attacked." Chengali is surprised. "An attack? But it's only been a day. How could they reach us so quickly?" Liger replies, "It's not an army. It's just one man. But he's strong, handsome, and carrying a spear. He's standing right outside the village gate." Cut to the village gates. Lin is standing there with his horse. As he steps forward, he declares, "I know you are hiding inside. This is the infamous Toad village, right? The one rumored to be full of bandits? Miss Suig, don't worry. I've arrived. I'll rescue you, and no one can stop me. Anyone who gets in my way will die by my hands. Everyone in this village will fall today." Lin continues giving these bold threats, unaware that Chengali and his allies are standing right at the gate. Chengali, recognizing him, says, "That's Lin. How did he find this place? We taught him a good lesson last time. Why is he back again? Looks like he needs another reminder." He turns to Quinman and says, "Go, teach him that lesson." Quinman steps forward. Lin sees him and says, "Go get your weapon and your horse. I don't want any advantage over you. This should be a fair fight. If I defeat you, I want it to mean something." Quinman snaps back, "Cut the nonsense. Let's fight already. I don't need any advantage. I have more power and more knowledge than you." And just like that, Quinman launches an attack. First, he steps on his horse and leaps at Lin. He grabs Lin by the face and lifts him into the air with force. Lin doesn't even get a chance to fight back. Quinman's attacks are insanely fast. He slams Lin to the ground with brutal strength. Lin crashes so hard, he even breaks a tree on the way down. The fight was one-sided from the very beginning. Even while falling, Lin yells, "I'll be back. And next time, I'll definitely win. I'll keep fighting until I do." His voice turns into a loud screech as he crashes to the ground, and everything falls silent. Chengali walks over to Quinman and says, "That was too easy, but I'm sure he'll try climbing that mountain again just to return. Send his horse after him. I don't want him wasting all that energy climbing. Let him ride back. Even if he does attack again, it won't really matter." Quinman nods and walks away. At that moment, Chengali hears a ding, a notification from the system. "Congratulations. You've completed another mission. Your objective was to defend the village by any means. This first defense was successful. You've won." Chengali is stunned. "Wait. Just like that? I actually completed the mission?" The system lady replies, "Absolutely. And here are your rewards." Chengali receives 5 rewards in one go because it was a legendary reward tier. First reward, an iron spear. Second reward, all village mounts are now upgraded. Third reward, a new well will be dug inside the village. Fourth reward, as long as you stay within village limits, your body will heal faster. Any injury will recover quickly. Fifth reward, one random villager will get a skill upgrade. As Chengali hears these rewards one by one, a proud smile spreads across his face. He says with joy, "Now that was awesome." The system lady adds, "And that's not all. You're also receiving a bonus, 10 wooden chests, each containing a different kind of treasure. You can claim them now." Chengali chuckles, "This is amazing. Just don't tell me this is some kind of bug. You better double-check everything. If you try to take these rewards back later, I won't return them." The system lady calmly says, "I am the voice of this system. And in this system, bugs do not exist. Even if they did, I wouldn't be able to detect them anyway." Chengali says, "Alright then, just give me whatever reward there is, right now." CNG walks up to him and comments, "Chief, what happened to you? You seem a little too happy. That attack wasn't even that dangerous for you to be celebrating this much." Just then, a new screen appears in front of Chengali. It reads, "Your village is about to be attacked again. This next challenge will take place within this quest, and the attack will happen very soon. This time, the enemy's power will exceed that of your entire village, and it won't be easy to pass this challenge like before." Chengali is completely focused on reading the screen. He's not paying any attention to CNG at all. CNG, a bit annoyed, repeats himself, "You, Ria Chief, you shouldn't be getting this excited over something so minor. Tell me what's going on. Why are your legs shaking so much with excitement?" Chengali tells him to stay quiet. Then, thinking deeply, he reflects, "As the system warned, this next attack will be far greater than our village's power. That means Blackstone City is still planning to attack us. We'll need to prepare ourselves immediately. The attack is going to be deadly, and it's coming fast. This isn't the time to be happy. The real challenge is approaching." The scene shifts underground. We see a spear stabbing through the ground. It belongs to Lin, who stands beside it. His face is full of fury. Charging forward, he declares, "I haven't given up yet. Dot Village, I'm coming back to attack you. I'll keep attacking until I defeat you. Madam Suing. I will free you, no matter what it takes." In the next scene, Lin is standing right in front of Chengali and CNG. Seeing him again, CNG gets fired up, shouting, "You've come back to attack us again? You've got some nerve. This time, we might just have to kill you." But Chengali stops him. "No, we won't do that," he says calmly. "In fact, I'm starting to respect him more and more. I want him to stay alive." CNG protests, but Chengali cuts him off. "I heard you, and I've already given my answer. If anyone tries to kill him, they'll have to fight me first." CNG goes silent, taken aback. He starts thinking, what is Chengali saying? Chengali steps forward and says to Lin, "I can see you, re-exhausted. How about you take a break in our village, get something to eat? We have good food here. Lin slams his spear into the ground and steps back. Cut the nonsense. I don't want to eat anything from your village. I came here to attack, and I won't accept anything from a village I'm planning to destroy. But there's one thing I'll accept, a challenge. If you want, you can challenge me to a one-on-one fight. He looks over at Quinn Man. You, the same guy who attacked me earlier, right? Right now, I've got no weapon and no horse. That means this fight will be completely fair. Quinn Man, step up. I, Knight Lin, challenge you to a fight. Hearing this, Quinn Man gets visibly angry, but before he can act, Chengali walks up to him and says, calm down. You need to think before attacking. I know you can defeat him in a single blow, but we don't want to kill him. Fight slowly, take your time. You understand what I'm saying, right? Quinn Man nods. Yeah, got it. Then, he steps forward, ready to fight. Lin is fully prepared too. He calls out, come at me with everything you've got. Quinn Man charges in at full speed and tackles Lin with incredible force. Lin is thrown high into the air and crashes down hard, this time even farther than before. It'll take him quite a while to get back. Watching him go, Chengali yells, be sure to come back again. I'll be waiting for your return. But next time, come as a friend. We'll welcome you properly in our village. With that, Chengali completes another mission. He receives 5 more rewards. But this time, the rewards are disappointing. Not because they are useless, but they are nowhere near as good as the last ones. Some ordinary items, stakes, a few medicinal pills, and a skill called Unity, which doesn't seem that useful. And instead of 10 wooden chests like before, he only gets 5. Chengali looks at the rewards and feels a bit let down. This time the rewards are much fewer than before. Will it be like this every time? The reward keeps decreasing continuously. And just then, another quest gets activated. It says that he has to defend the village for the 3rd time. At the same moment, the same cycle begins again. Lin is once more seen climbing the mountain with a wooden necklace in his hand. He climbs all the way to the top and challenges Chengali to a fight again. He warns him, if Sug is not freed right now, everyone will die. Chengali, just like before, offers him the chance to join the village's side. But Lin flat out refuses. Furious, he demands, hand over Sug to me right now. I'm not going to surrender in front of you. At this point, Chengali realizes, there's no other option left. He tells Quinn Man to take it easy this time, but Quinn Man charges at Lin and tackles him again, throwing him far away. Chengali receives another reward, but this time it's even less than before. The 4th defense quest has now been activated. Once again, Lin returns for the attack. And once again, he gets beaten and thrown away. Hours pass by like this. Lin keeps coming back over and over, and each time he's thrown out again. But he still refuses to give up. Like a machine, he keeps returning. At this point, Lin's companion arrives and says, I think it's time to eat now. Let's go back. But Lin shakes his head. No, this doesn't feel right. He's going to attack again. And I don't want him to find me missing when he gets here. If I'm not standing here when he returns, he'll think I was scared of him. For a night, that would be deeply humiliating. Meanwhile, Chengali starts wondering, why isn't Lin giving up? We've beaten him so many times, yet he keeps coming back. That's when the system lady speaks up. Didn't you read his attrition? He's like a hero. No matter how weak he is, he's never going to give up. He'll keep attacking you again and again. And the next one, that will be his 10th attack. If you manage to defend the village again, the reward will be hidden. Hearing this, Chengali waits a long time for Lin to return. But this time, Lin doesn't show up. Chengali starts getting worried. This is not like him. Lin isn't someone who runs away. Then it hits him. What if he's in some danger? What if his life is at risk? Saying this, Chengali rushes off. I'll be back. I need to check something. We then see Lin on top of a mountain peak, standing near a wooden pole. His spear is missing. It was left behind during the 2nd attack when Quinn Man threw him. Now, all he has is a wooden stick. He looks straight ahead and mutters to himself, I've been insulted. My name is Lin Sui. I attacked that village 10 times, and every time, I failed. For a knight, that's the most shameful thing possible. I feel like I no longer have a place in this world. I've lost everything. I don't even have my spear anymore, a knight's most vital weapon. I've lost my horse too. I had to abandon my partner in the middle of battle. That's the worst shame a knight can face. I'm ready to die. I believe that when I die here, I'll reconnect. And maybe, 20 years later, I'll return as a glorious knight once again. Lin steps forward, ready to fall from the peak. But just then, he hears a rustling sound from behind. It's Chengali. Seeing him, Lin erupts in anger. You dare to come here too? Fine, I admit it, you are far stronger than me. I can't beat you in a fight. But there's still one thing I can do. I can end my life. Do you see what you forced me to do? You left me with no other choice but to destroy myself. Chengli says, no, that's not true. You just need to shift your perspective a little. Once you do that, you'll start seeing all the options around you. Tell me something. Do you think it's brave to jump, or is it brave to keep living? I'm sure you know the answer deep down. You think you, reproving your courage by jumping? No, what you, re-showing is your impulsiveness. That's the difference between a fool and a wise man. A fool is ready to die for his principles, while a wise man chooses to live for them. So be smart. You have plenty of ideals, and if you can't follow them right now, it doesn't mean you have to die. Instead, become worthy of those ideals, live in a way that lets you follow them while you, still breathing. Lin snaps back, shut your nonsense. You can't teach me what ideals are. You are just a common bandit. Chengli replies calmly, yes, I know very well, I am just a normal bandit. And you, reincarnate. According to you, I am nothing. But even I have some ideals, some role models. We follow principles too. Lin says, your principles? A bandit's principles don't count. Chengli says, they do. I could tell you my whole story if you want. Would you like to hear it? And then Chengli begins to tell Lin the exact same story he once told Suyan. The story might be simple, but it's powerful and moving. Just like it affected Suyan, it has a strong impact on Lin too. By the end, Lin starts looking at Chengli with something close to respect. For the first time, he wonders, is this really the story of a bandit? Could a bandit think like this? Could he truly be trying to upgrade his village for the right reasons? He can't believe the words he just heard came from the mouth of someone he labeled a criminal. But while Lin is lost in thought, his body starts to give out. Understandable, considering he's climbed a mountain once on horseback and 8 more times on foot. And he's been beaten 9 times by Queen Nan. No wonder he's at his limit. Darkness starts closing in on him. Just then, Chengli rushes to his side and shouts, grab my hand. Hurry. He extends his hand and says, this is a hand of friendship. If you become my friend, it'll benefit you more than you know. To me, you're a hero, and a hero should know how to act like one. You don't need to become a martyr. Your life can still be amazing. You still have many dreams left. Chengli says all this, but Lin is barely conscious. He can't hear everything clearly. Slowly, his body begins sliding backward, and he reaches the edge of the cliff. Then, he falls. He gives himself up to death and loses consciousness midair. Just in time, Chengli dashes forward and grabs his hand. Lin doesn't even realize that his life has just been saved. Chengli gently lays him down on the grass nearby and says, your health has taken a serious hit. I told you before, calm down. You didn't need to fight so recklessly. Look at the condition you've brought yourself to. But even now, I won't let you die so easily. You are a hero, and like a true hero, you are going to live a long, meaningful life. After that, Chengli picks Lin up and carries him back to the Tot village. He tends to his wounds, takes care of him, and stays by his side. Just then, Sheng walks in and says, what are you doing? He's our enemy. The moment he wakes up, he's going to attack us again. Chengli calmly replies, no, that's not going to happen. I completely trust him. He would never do something like that. After all, he's a hero. He would never even think of attacking us from behind. If he ever had to attack us, he'd first give us a proper warning. But Zhengli is suddenly very disturbed. He starts thinking, this guy's condition isn't improving at all. He's already been beaten up 9 times, and instead of recovering, he's made things worse for himself. At this rate, it's going to be really hard to treat him. I need to quickly find those medicines that the system had given me. But I don't even know where they are right now. He then shouts, where are you? I had sent you to get the excavation tools. Why haven't they arrived yet? Just then, Khazar arrives with the tools. Sangji, look at all this stuff. Zhengli starts asking excitedly, what are we supposed to do with all this? Zhengli replies, we're going hunting. Sangji is confused. Hunting? With this? These are excavation tools. That's exactly the point, Zhengli says. We can't hunt with these, but we can definitely dig. We're going treasure hunting. And by we, I mean all 3 of us. We're going together. With that, Zhengli, Sangji, and Khazar head off on their treasure hunt. Sangji, however, isn't fully convinced. As they walk, he tells Zhengli, I don't think we're going to find any treasure. There's no such place around our village. We've never had treasure here. But in the very next moment, they arrive at the spot, a horse stable. And right after they start digging, they find something. Look what I found! Khazar exclaims, holding up an iron spear. Not only that, but the horses in the stable also seem to have changed. They look much fitter and healthier now. Zhengli notices it too. These horses were normal before, but now they're much faster. Apparently, they were sick earlier, but now they're all in great shape. They also discover a scroll that talks about some ancient history, but the content is pretty bad. It's full of confusing paintings and hard to understand. Still, now that they're finding treasure, the others also begin helping out. After some more digging, they find a war drum. And soon after that, they come across a banner, a symbol that might become the new emblem of the village. Interestingly, most of the treasure is being found by Khazar. She even discovers an old dried-up well that now has water in it. "Chief, come here. Look. There's water in the well again," she yells excitedly. "But how's that possible?" someone asks. "This well had been dry for ages." Zhengli says, "Doesn't matter how. There's water now, so just enjoy it." He then asks, "Where's that spear?" "I want it to be given to Queen Nun." Queen Nun receives the new spear and is absolutely thrilled. Holding it in her hand, she says, "This spear is incredible. It's so handy. The moment I held it, I could feel its strength. I've been wanting a spear like this for a long time. Holding it boosts my skills." At that moment, Zhengli finds a scroll listing all the items they've collected so far. It's basically the entire loot report for the day. But strangely, there's not a single sword, which is something Qingli had wanted from the very beginning. Finally, Sangji also gets to work. He discovers a hidden spot buried under the ground. He quickly calls Qingli and says, "There's a secret area down here." Qingli responds, "Then why are you just standing there? Hurry up and go down." They descend together, and what they see shocks them: countless treasure chests. Not one or two, but a huge pile of them. As Sangji climbs down, he says, "There are so many chests here. We never even knew this existed. Looks like our previous chief buried all the treasure here and completely forgot to tell anyone." Qingli says, "Who cares? We found it. That's all that matters. Now it's ours, and we're going to put it to good use." Looking at the chests, Sangji comments, "These look like they've been buried here for thousands of years. No one has ever managed to open them. What do you think, Qingli?" Qingli answers, "I've got nothing to say. Except, open them up, now. I want to see what's inside." Sangji agrees. "Yes, me too. Let's see what our ancestors left behind." With that thought, both of them jump eagerly toward the loot chests, eyes shining with excitement. In the last episode, we saw that Qingli and Senji discovered a hidden location inside their toad village. This secret spot had several wooden chests stored there. They suspected that these chests might contain some special treasures. As soon as they saw the chests, a big smile appeared on both of their faces. Their eyes sparkled with excitement, and they eagerly wanted to open them to see what was inside. Qingli stepped forward to open a chest, but suddenly he stopped and began washing his face. While doing so, he said, "I think my bad luck is on my face. I should wash it off properly before I open anything. What if, because of my bad luck, I end up with something useless?" After cleaning up, he carefully approached a chest and, with full focus and respect, began to open it. While doing so, he told Senji, "I worked really hard to open this one. I'm sure something amazing is inside." But the moment he opened it, the chest was filled with black stones, just ordinary rocks. They were completely useless, nothing more than junk. Seeing this, Qingli's expression dropped instantly. Senji then stepped forward and said, "Let me try opening the next chest." He opened another one, and this time, it had something unusual inside. Curious, he quickly called Qingli over. Qingli replied, "What did you find?" "Let me guess, something useless again?" Looking at the contents, Qingli said, "I don't even know what this is. Looks like some kind of black powder. Probably junk again." But when Qingli got closer to examine it, he realized it was gunpowder. That meant it was actually something quite valuable. He quickly began explaining to Senji what it was. But Senji, still confused, asked, "Gunpowder? What's that? Is it something we can eat? Does it taste good? Should I cook it for dinner tonight?" Qingli quickly stopped him. "Don't even think like that. This stuff is extremely valuable. Start opening the other chests, check all of them. Let's see what else is inside." Without wasting time, they began opening the remaining chests one by one. Out of all the chests, 10 contained gunpowder, 20 had the same useless stones, and one chest had some worn-out clothes and broken tools, though those could still be slightly useful in battle. So overall, while the loot wasn't amazing, it was definitely better than nothing. After all, they were just wooden chests, expectations weren't high to begin with. Qingli had a smile back on his face. Both he and Senji left the hidden place, and Qingli began thinking, this gunpowder is going to be really useful during a fight. Even the stones might come in handy. And the clothes and tools, well, they'll be useful for sure. He turned to Senji and said, "Make sure to store all this stuff in a safe place." Senji nodded, "You're absolutely right. These chests might come in handy. Besides, we've been running low on firewood. I get tired chopping wood outside." I'll just burn these chests instead. Qingli held his head in frustration and said, "Don't talk nonsense. If you burn even one of these chests, I'll burn you. These chests are worth more than you are, so don't mess with them." Then he asked, "By the way, where are all our fields?" Senji replied, "They're behind the mountain. No one's gone there in a long time. A while back, we tried farming there, but now nothing grows. The place has been completely barren for ages." Qingli said, "Is that so? Let's go check it out." Senji tried to protest, "What's the point? It's already really late. The path is rough. We'll only waste time and ruin our night." But Qingli insisted, "I said we're going. And we won't go alone, we'll take Linger and Kinmen too. I have a feeling we'll find something important there." So, despite their reluctance, the whole group headed toward the fields. As they walked, Senji explained, "This is the spot. A while ago, I threw some seeds here, hoping something might grow. But honestly, I didn't expect anything. No one's taken care of this land." He added, "We're just wasting time here. I'd rather be home sleeping." But once they reached the fields, everyone was stunned. Right in front of them was a decent-sized crop. Sure, it wasn't a huge harvest, but considering that only 4 or 5 people lived in the village, it was more than enough. Even Senji, who had no hope, was shocked to see wheat growing there. He said, amazed, "Is this really happening? This much crop? God must be really kind to us. It feels like a gift from the heavens." Just then, a girl from the system appeared beside Qingli and said, "This wasn't from God. I did this. It's a special reward for you, for all the times you defended your village. If you use it properly, this reward can feed your people for a long time." Suddenly, Senji's voice echoed again, "Linger, listen to this place. Just hear how peaceful it sounds. When crops grow in a place, you can hear a special kind of sound if you listen quietly." Hearing this, Linger closed her eyes and tried to feel the calming sound of the growing fields. As Quinman looks around, he remarks, "This crop is truly magnificent. Are you telling me no one took care of this land at all? Despite that, such a great harvest has come from it. I'm sure this must be worth thousands of pounds. With this much, we'll have an easy winter ahead. But I think before it rains or any other natural disaster hits, we should quickly cultivate this entire land. This wheat won't last long here. It might just rot if we leave it too long. We need to start harvesting right away." Quinman, full of excitement, says this as CNG observes something closely. CNG, who has dedicated his entire life to this land, is kneeling and kissing the soil. With gratitude, he murmurs, "Thank you, land. You are giving us this bounty. Maybe our God is still showing mercy on us, wanting us to stay here a little longer, to live happily. He has given us another chance to rejoice. Thank you, God." Looking at her father, Liger also feels the same way, and she, too, is harvesting with a sense of gratitude. Though she is working, there's a feeling of deep appreciation for the land. Meanwhile, Chengali stands off to the side, observing them and reflecting on his thoughts. This village may be known as the bandit village, but from what I'm seeing now, I can safely say this is the village of problems. It's always filled with challenges, ones I will constantly face. And the team I have is strange, they are not what they appear. If I stood them before anyone and said they were bandits, no one would believe it. They'd look at them and dismiss the idea. In fact, I'd also have trouble saying they were bandits. Even if I called them bandits, it would be a bit much. But when I think about it, I remember CNG. A while ago, he wasn't like this, he was much smarter, more cunning. Chengali recalls CNG's first major act. Back then, CNG didn't live in Todd village. Instead, he resided in a small hut far away, living with his daughter. His life revolved around drinking and leering at every woman who passed by. His days were filled with such animalistic behavior, repeating the same actions every day. He would borrow money from lenders who often came to his house to collect, but instead of dealing with them, he'd send his daughter to tell them, "My father isn't home," allowing the lenders to leave without their money. But one day, CNG decided he could no longer let them come every day. He invited the lenders over for a drinking party. They all came, and as the night wore on, they drank heavily. Once they were all drunk and asleep, CNG and his daughter killed each one of them while they slept. Then, they set the hut on fire, ensuring no trace was left behind. Afterward, CNG continued his wandering journey, eventually reaching Todd village, where he had nearly fled but ended up staying. CNG and Chengali are far from simple people, despite appearances. CNG isn't just a strategist, his mind works in unique ways, though not always for good. While Chengali stands lost in thought, CNG and his daughter are sitting in a field, calmly looking at the wheat around them. Liger says, "We'll take some wheat home, and I'll make you pancakes with it. You'll love them." CNG shakes his head, "No, we can't waste the wheat on pancakes. We have only a little left, and we need to use it wisely. This wheat will sustain us throughout the winter. Liger responds, how can you be so stingy? I'm really hungry. I think we should go. Xianji grins, there's no rush. Look at this field, this is ours. All this wheat will feed us. I could stare at it for hours, but I don't want to rush back to the village just yet. I want to stay here a little longer. After a while, Xianji and Chengali head back to the village. Chengali holds up a flag and says, look, I found this. I think it's our village's flag. Xianji nods, yes, that's it. It's been here for a long time. It's a bit dirty, but it'll clean up easily. Chengali inspects it further and asks, what does this flag mean? It looks like a frog and an egg. Is this frog holding an egg? Xianji responds, no, it's not like that at all. The egg isn't really an egg. It's the moon in the sky. And the frog is actually a special frog with powers. The moon gives this frog its strength. That's why we've made this frog and moon our symbol, the flag of our village. Chengali says, okay, that's quite deep. Quinman, quickly raise this flag somewhere high. Our village flag must be at the top, Chengali adds. At this, Quinman jumps up and attaches the flag to a tall pillar. Everyone looks towards the flag. On it, there's a frog at the bottom, and above, the moon, surrounded by some clouds. The real moon can also be seen in the sky, and the two moons look almost identical, their shapes matching perfectly. Chengali gazes at the flag, thinking, I have plenty of food for now. The cold will pass easily. Soon, we'll be attacked, but we'll defend ourselves. This Todd village is mine, and I'll protect it with everything I've got. As long as I'm here, no one can attack it. Even though our village is weak right now, with very few people, that will change. Soon, many more will join our village. There are plenty of capable people in this world, and they'll come here looking for a good place. Our village will welcome them all. Just as Chengali is thinking, a screen pops up with a message. Another quest has been activated. Once your village reaches 100 people, you can activate another lucky draw. Cut to the main scene, the mansion in Blackstone City, where a council is being held. The leader of the knights has arrived and starts explaining to the king, this was all my fault. We were attacked by hundreds of bandits, and it all started near Todd village. It's clear these people must be from Todd village. The knight leader continues, the whole village must have attacked us, including their king, who kept his face covered the entire time but commanded his bandits to attack. I fought back with a knife, taking down many bandits, but they were overwhelming. We couldn't win, and on top of that, they had a strategist named Chengali, whose tactics were deadly. We were always caught off guard by his moves, but we responded well to them. Unfortunately, in the end, we lost. Hearing this, Blackstone City's strategist asks, how many bandits were there? Are you sure they came from Todd village? The knight leader replies, yes, they were from Todd village. One of them even told us they came from there. I can't be sure, but their numbers were between 200 and 300, maybe more. I also heard the name, Kinman, during the fight. I think these bandits called themselves the Man Wing, or perhaps their leader was named Man Wing. I'm not entirely sure. The knight leader sighs, forgive me, my king. I fought as best as I could with the knights who were with me. We gave our all, but we couldn't protect Madame Suing. The bandits took her. Protecting her was our duty, and I failed. He bows, clearly distraught. This was a grave mistake, and I accept whatever punishment you deem fit. You can take my life if you wish. The king responds coldly, it would be easier to kill you than waste time giving you a chance. Take him away and execute him. Two knights step forward, grab him, and drag him away. But the knight leader begs, no, please. I was joking. I can still help. Please, give me another chance. At that moment, the prince of Blackstone City arrives and orders, stop. He walks up to his father, the king, and says, Father, please give me the chance to rescue Madame Suing. I want to lead an attack on Todd village and bring her back. The king responds, no, you don't need to do that. You weren't even married to her yet. Let her be. We'll find someone better for you, someone more beautiful, from a higher lineage. There's no need for you to waste your effort on her. The prince insists, no, that's not the case. We were about to get married. Even though it hasn't happened yet, she's still my responsibility. She was on her way to our village, so she belongs to Blackstone City. She is my future wife. I cannot sit idly by while she's kidnapped. That would be a huge disgrace for me, and I won't tolerate it. The king pauses, then says, all right, if it means so much to you, tell me how much you need. The prince responds eagerly, around 2,000. Hearing this, King Sati immediately spits out the tea in his mouth and exclaims, what are you saying? Have you lost your mind? The city strategist is also a bit surprised after hearing this. He can't fulfill this request, it's too much. He steps forward and says, "No, your demand is not reasonable at all. 2,000 soldiers is far too many. Also, do you really need such a large army for that village? There are only about 300 to 400 bandits there, and even that's an estimate. We can attack with a smaller force. A smaller army would be sufficient. You see, 2,000 soldiers is a massive army. To send such a large force to attack a village, we would first have to prepare the entire route. Then there's the transportation cost for such a huge army, which would be very expensive. There's no need to waste all this money. A force of 300 soldiers would be enough to handle those bandits." The prince says, "I understand, but this is important for the reputation of our family. We need to make a statement. If anyone dares to harm any woman from our family, they need to know the consequences. If one of them dares to misbehave, 2,000 soldiers will come crashing down on them." Hearing this, the king pauses, taking another sip of tea, trying to digest what his son just said. He responds, "Whatever the case, you won't be getting 2,000 soldiers. The Blackstone city only has 5,000 soldiers. If you take 2,000 of them, there will only be 3,000 left. 3,000 won't be enough for us. The most I can offer you is 1,000 soldiers." The prince responds, 1,000? That's too few. At least 1,800 would be needed. The king replies, 1,000, or nothing. The prince, not satisfied, insists, "Then at least give me 200 cavalry, 200 horsemen, 200 archers, 300 swordsmen, and 100 heavy infantry, basically, powerful artillery. Also, I need 200 spearmen. That's 1,000 soldiers right there. I'll use the horses for quick attacks so we can finish the battle quickly. With archers, we can wipe out their forces from a distance without even getting close. We'll also bring along heavy artillery, which will help us dominate. The bandits will be terrified, and they might surrender before even engaging. If anything remains, we have swordsmen and spearmen who will finish the job. This is my strategy for the attack. I need this army." Hearing all this, the king is impressed with his son's plan. He tells the strategist, "Give him what he asks for. Let's see how capable my son really is." He then turns to the knight leader and says, "Go with the prince, and make sure to keep this in mind. If you make any mistake this time, you'll be forgiven, but next time, no one will stop me from taking your life. Understand?" The knight leader, with a bow, says, "My lord, I promise I won't make any mistakes. We'll execute a ruthless attack on the Todd village and rescue Miss Suig without fail." After they leave, the king turns to the strategist and asks, "What do you think of my son's strategy? He came up with it in no time, and it sounds quite solid." The strategist replies, "No, I don't think his plan is that great. Bringing horses into the forest will be useless. The terrain will slow them down. The bandits fight from hidden spots, so archers won't even be able to spot them. Additionally, transporting heavy artillery into the area will be a huge task, and the swordsmen and spearmen will struggle too. It'll be a numbers game. If he takes 1,000 soldiers, that will work, but the rest of the strategy won't give any advantage." The king, a bit disappointed, says, "I thought his strategy was brilliant. It seems all the education and money I invested in him might have been wasted. His strategic mind isn't as sharp as I hoped, but he will still gain experience from this battle. I saw a certain spark in his eyes when he spoke about it. He wants to make this a good fight. If he enjoys it, let him." In the end, it's clear that this battle is already in the prince's favor, and regardless of his strategy, he will gain valuable experience from the encounter. The strategist says, "At times like this, I feel like there's no work for me here at the moment. I'll go and rest. If everything is just for fun, then what's the point of making a strategy?" He continues, "Don't you think so? Before the young master comes up with a strategy to take the entire army, everything should be ready. You should have talked to me about this earlier. You should have consulted with me when they were discussing the army. But now you are asking me about it?" The king replies, "I thought about asking you, but then I felt it wasn't that important. I made my decision, and that's enough. Your advice doesn't matter to me. Anyway, I don't want to hear your voice right now. I just want to relax here. As you can see, the girls are already here. I don't want to hurt their feelings. I just want to spend some time with them. Believe me, there's so much fun in playing with these girls. If you play with them, you'll feel completely fulfilled as well." The king leaves with the two girls to enjoy his time. The strategist, still sitting there, starts to think, what is happening here? There's no respect at all. Tang left, and the prince left too. We are preparing for a huge fight, and no one is even asking me. If this is how it's going to be, then why even bother being a strategist? Next, we move to Todd Village, where Cheng Li is talking to the girl, Suing, to learn more about Blackstone City. Suing, like a good girl, tells Cheng Li about the city. The Blackstone City doesn't have a standing army. It's not the type of army that protects the country, she explains. Cheng Li is shocked by this. Could it be that a country doesn't even have a standing army? I've heard that only about 2,000 people live in this country, but they still have an army of 5,000 soldiers. How is that possible? How are they managing to feed and support such a large army with only 20,000 people's taxes? How can they handle such a big army without any standing military? Suing says, the city has come up with a very cheap way to manage it. They send their villagers to fight in battles. They don't care about their villagers' lives. All the villagers jump into the fight without hesitation. The city lord doesn't care what happens to them. She continues, I once tried to advise the city lord that at least 500 soldiers should be part of the standing army, but he flat out rejected it. He said there's no need for defense, and everything should be focused on the attack. Cheng Li replies, what nonsense. The city lord is useless. Who is this Baiha, anyway? When did he give a brilliant idea? Suing says, Baiha is the person who has helped Blackstone City survive until now. Without him, this city would have already fallen. He's the strategist with a sharp mind. Hearing this, Cheng Li stands up and says, so, we only need to worry about this guy. The city lord is garbage, he's like trash. He doesn't even know how to manage his city properly. Suing responds, you are calling someone else trash, but what about you? You are saying he can't manage his city, but you can't even manage your own village properly. You have such a small village, but you can't even handle that. There are only 4 people in your village. Do you really think you are managing it well? Cheng Li admits, yes, you're right. I'm not managing my village well at all. Suing says, good, at least you have the acceptance to admit it. Now that you've accepted it, leave your village and run away, or you'll all be killed. About 200 soldiers are probably going to attack here soon. That's my prediction. They'll send at least 2 brothers, and with their arrival, your village will be completely destroyed. How are you going to fight 10,000 soldiers? Cheng Li replies, actually, you're wrong. We are not 4, we are 5. Lin has joined us. And the other thing is, I know how to protect my village. I've already made a strategy. According to my plan, I can easily handle 5,000 soldiers here. Cheng Li leaves and heads straight to the houses where Lin is being kept. As soon as Lin sees him, she walks out, and Cheng Li says, Chief, why did you save me? Cheng Li replies, for my idols. I told you, I have some principles. Cheng Li extends his hand, and Lin attacks him with all her strength. But this isn't an attack, it's a handshake, meaning Lin accepts Cheng Li's leadership and is now ready to work according to his plan. A little later, Cheng Li is seen with Xianji. He tells Xianji, I have a very important task for you. Only you can do it. It's urgent. Xianji asks, what did you say? The task is important? If that's the case, then you shouldn't have asked me. Find someone else, they'll do it. Sengi says, I told you, only you can do this. Focus on it. My strategy is that you can handle this job because you have the intelligence to do it properly. Cheng Li responds, but I have a feeling that in trying to do this, I might lose my life. No, I won't take any task that puts my life at risk. Sengi retorts, what are you saying? You, incredibly important to me. There's no way I'll assign you anything that could put your life in danger. Your life is far too valuable. And besides, even if you die, I am not happy about that. Now, let's get to the main point. Let me tell you what you need to do. You have to go straight to the White Tiger Bandit and tell him that a huge army from Blackstorm City is coming to attack our mountain. We are going to be wiped out. And this news should only be shared with the White Tiger Bandit. No one else. Every other bandit around us should also know this, and you'll have to make them believe it. Sengi interrupts, but that's a lie. They are not coming for the whole mountain. They are only attacking our village. Cheng Li replies, we know that, but you'll need to lie to them. All the nearby bandit groups must believe what you say. Sengi grumbles, but why would they believe us? Cheng Li says, I don't care how you do it, but you have to make them believe you, or we won't survive. You are the strategist here, use your brain. Sengi protests, no way. I'm not that clever. I don't think I can manage this. This is practically a suicide mission, and you are sending me to die. I have no desire to get involved in this. Cheng Li responds, why are you afraid? I'm not sending you alone. Night Lin will be with you. Sengi refuses, no way. I won't take him along. He doesn't belong to our village. You'll have to go without him. Chief, I can't risk my life. Chengali sighs, what nonsense are you talking? You know how dangerous this task is, and yet you want to put my life in danger too? You'll die, and I'll be responsible. But I know you are worried about your daughter. You are afraid that if something happens to you, who will take care of her? Don't worry. After you, gone, I'll take care of your daughter. You have to trust me now. If you don't, someone else will have to look after her, and your daughter will hate me for it. Sengi reluctantly agrees, realizing that Chengali has forced him into a corner. The next day, he sets off with Lin in a cart, feeling downcast. It's clear that Sengi doesn't know how he's going to convince the bandits, and he's unsure about how he'll make them trust him. Meanwhile, Chengali, who isn't known for his intelligence, questions if Sengi is the right choice for the job. He wonders if Sengi has the capability to convince the other bandits. Chengali, however, is determined and says, I don't know if Sengi is capable, but I have no other option. We'll try, and if it fails, it fails. But at least we'll know we tried. The preparations continue. On one side, the bandits are gearing up, while on the other, the Black Storm City army is also readying itself. 4,000 soldiers are stationed at 4 different locations. Prince, leading the army, watches with satisfaction. One soldier remarks to another, we haven't participated in a fight for a long time. What do you think of this? The second soldier replies, this doesn't feel like an honorable fight. We are attacking a village with just a few bandits. Why are we taking such a large army? Another soldier chimes in, I heard the whole village was wiped out already. I don't know why we are bringing so many soldiers for this. Meanwhile, Prince, holding a fiery sword, approaches one soldier and places it on his neck. He declares, you should be happy. You are about to get a special opportunity. Whenever our ancestors went into battle, they offered sacrifices. I want this mission to be a glorious one, so I'm offering you as a sacrifice. Be honored. This is your moment. The soldier, wide-eyed, realizes the gravity of the situation. The soldier questions, what are you saying? What kind of joke is this? For what reason would you harm someone like this? Sacrifices like these are only made for animals, not humans. The prince responds, the better the deed, the greater the sacrifice. That's why I am offering this sacrifice in your place. You don't understand, we waste nothing. Why should we give this opportunity to an animal when we can offer it to a human? This chance is yours. With that, the prince moves away, and the soldier falls dead. As the prince continues, he says, now, imagine how happy your family will be when they find out you were slaughtered like a goat. Well, they might not need to worry too much. Perhaps one of your family members will become someone important, and we might just sacrifice them too. I'll send them after you. The prince speaks these words over the dead soldier, and the remaining soldiers, who are still alive, are beginning to feel uneasy. They think to themselves, this prince is a fool. He did all this for one soldier, just to sacrifice him, and now he compares it to a goat's sacrifice, claiming it's a matter of respect. The fight hasn't even started yet, and one of our soldiers is already dead. What's going to happen by the end of this battle? One of the soldiers reflects, seeing a leader like this makes me feel like if lions had such a leader, they'd lose to mice. Meanwhile, the army begins to march forward, with a massive army at the hem. Among them is a royal chariot, which is rarely used in battles. However, the prince has brought it along for his own comfort. The commander, seeing this, approaches and asks, why are you bringing this chariot to the battlefield? Such chariots aren't used in fights. If you want to boost the army's morale, you should either ride on horseback or use a battle chariot. That's how you can keep their spirits high and perform well in battle. The prince dismisses him. Are you crazy? I'm not going into battle. Your job is to fight. Why should I bring a soldier when I'm not even planning to fight? My job is to strategize. I'll sit here, watch all of you fight, and give you orders on how to approach it. Do you understand, Commander? The commander, bowing his head, replies, yes, I understand, and continues with the army. The prince, with full confidence, says, I'm like an emperor, always seated, but from one place, I strategize and lead the whole game. Watch and see how we win this fight with my brilliant strategy. We'll win this battle with a smaller army. Meanwhile, back in Blackstone City, the strategist feels something is wrong. It's been a day, and we haven't received any word from the prince. I fear he may have come under attack. Perhaps we should send 100 soldiers to check on him. If something's happened, I'll go help him personally. The leader interrupts, stop talking nonsense. Nothing's happened to him. He's leading 1,000 soldiers, what could possibly go wrong? But fine, do what you must. But don't bother me when I'm with the girls. The strategist nods and sends the soldiers off to prepare. One soldier rushes to inform the others, prepare 100 soldiers. We need to move quickly towards Todd village. Our prince might be in danger. This particular leader, unlike the prince, is more grounded. He's fully armored, riding a horse and leading his men from the front. With a firm voice, he commands, attack. Push forward. Anyone who gets in our way, take them down. If there's danger to our prince, we'll eliminate it entirely. Back with the prince's large army, they march through the night without a single break. After a day of relentless marching, the commander approaches the prince. He says, I think we need to rest. If we keep moving like this, our soldiers will be exhausted. They're already in bad shape. The prince, without hesitation, replies, what are you saying? It's only been one day. They are already this tired? If we stop, our speed will drop, and we can't afford that. Speed is crucial. If we rest, what if we are attacked during that time? We won't be able to fight properly. We can't afford to stop. The commander insists, look at your soldiers. They are exhausted. If we don't stop, they'll collapse. We'll be easy targets if we don't rest. The prince's army presses forward, determined not to falter. The prince says, no, that's absolutely not true. I'm marching alongside all of you, but I'm not tired at all. How could they be tired? They have to fight. They are my soldiers, they can fight well. And even if any of them die, it doesn't matter. We have a massive army. So, no one should even think about stopping. We will keep moving forward at full speed. The only rest we'll have is when we attack that village and completely destroy it. Hearing this, the commander's mouth falls shut. He doesn't say anything and just keeps moving forward. Suddenly, a soldier approaches the commander and the prince and speaks, we have 3 paths ahead, the official route, the mountain path, and the third, which passes through the valley. Which one should we take? The commander replies, what's there to think? We'll choose the official route because it's the safest. While saying this, he's also silently praying that the prince doesn't decide to take one of the other dangerous paths. But suddenly, the prince intervenes, saying, no, shut up. Let me decide which path we should take. He pulls out a scroll, a special one, containing 100 ways to attack a village. The prince starts reading the strategies. One of them says, do something that no one can predict. Upon reading this, the prince gets an idea. If we think we'll take the official route, then the bandits might also think that, and that's exactly what they'll expect us to do. So, we won't take the official route. The commander asks, what are you saying? The other paths are much more difficult. The prince replies, exactly, that's why we'll choose one of those paths. I think we should take the valley road. The bandits won't expect it, and we can attack them suddenly from that route. The commander is left speechless. He now understands that he can't question the prince's plans. The group decides to take the valley route, and they continue their march. Along the way, some bandits, who had been keeping watch, spot the soldiers and quickly run to inform their leader. Word spreads through the mountains that the news of the impending attack is true. Previously, no bandit group believed the intel, but now they do. We now shift to the scene at the White Tiger village, home to the largest bandit group. The bandit who was watching the soldiers arrives at the leader's lair and reports, the news we received is true. We are about to be attacked by a force of 1,000 soldiers. They are moving fast, and they've taken the valley route. From the way they are advancing, it looks like they are heading to attack the Todd village. For now, we are not in immediate danger. The bandit leader says, no, I don't think so. If they were really attacking Todd village, there would be no reason to bring such a large force. They only have 4 or 5 soldiers. A force this big couldn't be for just those 5 people. I think they may attack one village first and then split up to hit others. We need to be ready to attack them before they strike. With that, the bandit leader orders all his men to prepare for battle. Even though they don't have many soldiers, they are still a formidable force. Meanwhile, the prince's plan is beginning to take shape. As the army marches through the valley, the morning sun rises, and they've been marching non-stop since nightfall. The prince ensures that there's no rest for his soldiers. They are exhausted, but he won't allow them to stop. At the same time, Cheng Li and Seng Ji are keeping an eye on the advancing army from a vantage point along the valley. Cheng Li observes, they are here, all our targets. But they are more than we expected. We didn't predict this many soldiers. Seng Ji replies, yes, chief, you're right. We didn't anticipate such numbers, and we weren't prepared for it. I think we should retreat. We can't take on this many. Cheng Li, however, insists, no, we are not retreating. We've prepared for this. I'm confident that we can take them on with our preparation. We'll do what we can and see what happens. Then Cheng Li addresses his team. You all know the plan, right? First, I'll start dropping logs on them. That will signal the start of our attack. Once that happens, it'll be your turn. Quickly trigger the explosives we've set up. The blasts will start from below. After that, Brother Quinman and Sengji, the three of you will take all the explosives and drop them from above. We'll attack from both sides. There will be bombs going off below and above, hitting them from all angles. Sengji raises a concern. I don't understand. Why are we only attacking them from the front? We could have attacked from behind as well and taken them down one by one. Cheng Li responds, we can't do that. We don't have enough explosives to take down their entire force. I want them to feel like they have a chance to retreat. If we attack them from both sides, they'll realize there's no other way out but to fight. That's when we'll engage. I want them to think they can escape. If we don't give them that chance, they'll fight us. He explains further, it's like when a bunch of dogs corner a cat. The cat will try to run away, but when it realizes there's no escape, it'll fight back with all its might. If we give them no chance to retreat, they'll have to fight. And that's what I want. While Cheng Li is explaining, Seng Ji interrupts, I think our spies have already gone past our line. They're ahead of us now. Cheng Li nods and says, yes, I know. Let them move ahead a little further. The battle intensifies as Seng Ji speaks. How much further will they go? They're getting too far ahead. Suddenly, Cheng Li, using his ex's help, cuts the rope and lifts it. He says, just start now, as Cheng Li's technique starts to take effect. The hands, moving fast, begin to fall on the soldiers below, one after another. Some soldiers are killed in the process, and chaos erupts. Meanwhile, the second part of Cheng Li's plan begins. Inside the plane, Lin is tasked with igniting the bombs set earlier. However, his hands are trembling, and he struggles to complete the task. Cheng Li turns to Lin and says, Lin, what's wrong? Hurry up, this is your part. Lin's body shakes with fear, and Cheng Li scolds him, haven't you ever done this before? You've never taken a life? Lin, hesitant, responds, no. It's not that. There are so many people here, if I do something, they'll all die. How can I kill so many? Hearing this, Cheng Li becomes furious, grabs Lin, and throws him aside. He says, are you stupid? They're here to kill us. If we don't take them out, they'll destroy us. This is a battle, and in battle, we either eliminate them or we perish. Look at them. Who wants to survive? He takes the torch from Lin's hand and throws it toward a different mountain, where another part of the plan is set. Explosives are hidden behind rocks. As the explosives detonate, the rock wall begins to fall rapidly, and soldiers below are crushed. However, since Cheng Li started the plan a little late, around 30 to 40 mounted soldiers manage to escape the debris, thwarting Cheng Li's plan. The third part of the plan kicks in, with Cheng Li attacking the remaining soldiers with explosives and debris. Chaos continues as more soldiers are killed, but a group of 10 mounted soldiers, having broken through, moves swiftly toward the objective. They are nearly unstoppable, riding fast and untouchable. Cheng Li's ally, Kivan, arrives and says, Chief, I think I need to handle this. If these soldiers make it back, they'll attack us. We can't let that happen. Cheng Li agrees, you're right. You need to fight them. We have no other choice. Meanwhile, in another section, Queenan stands as a single wall against 15 to 20 soldiers. These soldiers, armed with various weapons, charge at him. Queenan, with a spear, fights them off one by one, taking down each soldier and blocking their path. None of you are getting through, he warns. The soldiers, exhausted and demoralized, realize they can't defeat him. They think, if we had more strength, we could win, but we are too weak now. We can't do anything against him. All of this is because of that prince. As the rest of the soldiers retreat, fear sets in. They start fleeing, thinking they are being attacked by a monster. The prince, seeing the panic, tries to inspire them. There's no monster here. We are just under attack. Don't be afraid. We must face this challenge head on. If we die, it'll be with honor. Anyone who retreats will be dealt with by my hand. Jump into the fire and cross it to reach the other side. This is a river of fire, and we must swim through it. His speech, meant to inspire, does little. The soldiers are terrified and exhausted, and his words don't have the intended effect. Instead of courage, they find themselves only more frightened, realizing that no matter how much they want to fight, they are out of their depth. And as for the prince, his words are lost on them. He has no true leadership, and his soldiers know it. The battle intensified as the enemy soldiers, shouting fiercely, warned the prince that if he attempted to stop them, they would end his life first. They added, "If you don't want to die, do not try to stop us. You may be a prince, but because of you, we are all in grave danger. We do not consider you our prince anymore." Just as the situation became dire, a soldier approached the prince's chariot and shattered one of its wheels. The wheel detached completely, causing the chariot to break apart, and the prince was thrown off the chariot. At this moment, a medic stood near the prince. The soldiers in front of him scattered into the air, but miraculously, the prince remained unharmed. A little further away, the commander approached the prince and said, "Prince, we must find a way to escape. We are under a fierce attack from a powerful master here. We cannot fight him and must retreat. The army is in chaos, and it's almost impossible to calm them down." The prince replied, "You, rewrite. In battles, small mistakes often occur, but this time, it's not my fault. My army is just inadequate. Next time, I'll come back with a better army and attack them with even more force. For now, we must retreat. I believe this experience will help me in the future." The prince continued, "Commander, you don't need to be upset. You might feel like we haven't performed well in battle, but next time, I'll give you another chance. When I return with my army, you will be the commander again, and together, we'll crush them." Upon hearing this, the commander became furious. He shoved the prince aside and mocked, "You will bring me again next time? I'll make sure you die here today. I can't kill you myself, but I hope this battlefield does the job." With those words, the commander turned and fled, abandoning the prince without any concern for his life. Meanwhile, Chengali, observing from above, couldn't believe what he had just witnessed. In battles, when one side is afraid, the fear spreads, creating a chain reaction. This is how our victory was achieved today. The entire enemy's motivation has crumbled, and we won. He marveled at how such a large army had been defeated. Chengali was soon informed that the enemy was retreating. As he rushed to the battlefield, he saw that his troops were victorious. He gave his orders, "Everyone, get ready. We're going to the battlefield ourselves now. You all know what to do. Quickly, sound the battle drums." The soldiers began to prepare, with one of them beating the drums loudly. Chengali then rode out to join the battle, where he saw Quinman creating havoc by himself, destroying the enemy soldiers with ease. Chengali shouted to his men, "You don't need to die at their hands. If you want to live, get off your horses and run. We only need the horses, not your lives." But the soldiers, still engaged in their fight with Quinman, didn't hear his words. Quinman continued to slay more of them. Chengali repeated his command, and this time, the soldiers took heed, abandoning their horses and fleeing. With the enemy soldiers gone, Chengali issued another order, "Take all the horses back to the village. The rest of you, gather whatever loot we can find. We need a great sword, and any other treasures we can collect." As the bandits moved into loot, Chengali noted how easily they overwhelmed the retreating soldiers. "This was too simple," he remarked, as the bandits stripped them of everything, including their armor and weapons. The scene shifted to a distant part of the battlefield, where the bandit leader and his crew were observing the fight. "Did you see that?" the leader said, astonished. 5 men defeated an army of 1,000 soldiers. This battle was incredible. Do you think the people of Todd village possess such power? Could they really wipe out 1,000 soldiers so easily? What kind of magic or technology do they possess? The big brother of the bandit leader responded, "I don't know, but it's hard to believe. We just witnessed 5 people defeating an entire army. How could that be possible?" The bandit leader, however, wasn't concerned about the mystery. "Don't worry about it. Focus on the task at hand. We're bandits, and our job is to loot. Attack the soldiers before they can escape and take everything they have." The bandits wasted no time. They attacked the remaining soldiers, who quickly surrendered. The bandits stripped them of their armor, their boots, and even their clothing. Some of the more mischievous bandits demanded even more, causing the soldiers to plead, "Please, don't take that. Anything but that." Thus, the battle and the aftermath unfolded, with the bandits victorious and the soldiers defeated, their fears and their possessions claimed by those who had once been the underdogs. At this point, we see Chengali, who is chasing the prince. Chengali has already noticed the sword in the prince's hand. He doesn't care about the prince himself, all he wants is that sword. He shouts, "I don't want your life, just leave the sword and get out of here." But the prince is so engrossed in running that he doesn't listen to Chengali. He keeps running. Suddenly, Chengali hears the sound of someone approaching from the front. A massive army is heading towards him. Chengali stops in his tracks. His guess was spot on. a huge army is coming from the other side. It's the army of the strategist, and Chengali realizes that this is trouble. He starts to panic a little, thinking, another army? Whose army is this, and why are they coming to attack us? And this person leading them looks incredibly strong. Just by looking at him, it's obvious that he's full of power and intelligence. The strategist commands his army, saying, "Put down your spears and bring out your swords. Only swords will work in this fight, not spears." The strategist's authority is clear as he issues this order. At this time, Chengali, hiding in the grass with his soldiers, realizes that this army of 100 soldiers is far more powerful than the previous one of 1,000 soldiers. The leader of these 100 soldiers is so capable that he can achieve what 1,000 soldiers couldn't. Meanwhile, the prince, still running, reaches the strategist and tells him, "We were attacked, and our entire army has been wiped out. Please, help us." But the strategist does something strange. In a single move, he attacks the prince and decapitates him. Then, coldly, he says, "There's no point in going further. Turn back." This revelation shocks Chengali. It turns out that the strategist wasn't there to save the prince, but to kill him. He was playing a double game with the king, likely trying to eliminate the prince and then come back to finish off the king as well. It's unclear whether this was part of a plan or just a spur-of-the-moment decision. If it was a plan, it was an impressive one. At this point, a screen appears in front of Chengali, displaying some information. The text reads, "His name is Bai Ha, 52 years old, a top-class strategist, and he possesses a powerful skill called Seven Sword Slash, which is nearly unbeatable." Chengali, amazed, mutters to himself, "This guy's a top-class strategist, while I have an unlucky strategist, whose plans always backfire. I wish I had a strategist like him who could work so efficiently." Just then, Chengali looks behind him and notices someone has almost caught up to him. But at the last second, he hides again. A soldier asks, "What happened? Is something there?" Chengali replies, "No, nothing. Keep moving forward. We need to go back." The army retreats, but Chengali continues to wonder why they had come. Was it truly to kill the prince? He looks around but can't find the prince's body or his sword. Both the prince and the sword have been taken by the soldiers. Chengali, frustrated over losing such an important sword, feels a little upset. Just then, he receives a message, "Your village is destroyed. Your mission is complete. You now have a lucky draw. You can use it now or later." Before Chengali can react, a system girl suddenly appears in front of him. She says, "It's been a long time. It took me so long to get out of that room. I've been trapped inside for ages." Chengali asks, "What do you mean, trapped?" The system girl responds, "Did you seriously not notice? I haven't appeared in front of you even once. I've never given you any mission, and you didn't even notice me. What kind of friend are you?" Chengali replies, "Why would I notice you? I was actually happy that you weren't appearing in front of me. It didn't matter to me whether you showed up or not." The system girl snaps, "You should be ashamed of yourself. The reason I was trapped in that room was because of you. You used a system bug, and because of that, I was locked away." Chengali responds, "Oh, so that's the reason. Well, tell me, how can I use that bug again so that you can get trapped there again? Next time, don't come out." The system girl is furious and immediately strikes Chengali with a hammer. Enraged, she begins to attack him. Chengali quickly runs away, and the scene shifts. We now see a woman riding a horse, happily speaking to her father. "Look, father, look at this amazing horse. It's incredible." Chengali, clearly distracted, replies, "Now's not the time to play. Quickly gather all the supplies. We need to take everything back to the village. This is our loot. We need to collect it and leave." Chengali starts gathering his forces and collecting everything. Meanwhile, the woman dismounts and begins tying the supplies to a cart. Just then, out of nowhere, a group of cavalry appears, charging toward them. As soon as they arrived, Chengali started speaking. "I've heard you've made a pretty good profit. These are all the white group members who have reached quite high ranks in the army here. They wiped out the entire opposing army and looted everything they could. Even now, their greed hasn't subsided. After all this, they still want to take everything from Sangji and the others." Once they arrive, the leader of this group starts talking to Sangji. "I can see that you have a lot of horses, but your village is too small. I don't think you are capable enough to manage so many horses. How about I help reduce your burden a bit? I can give you some help." Sangji tries to stall the situation, saying, "It's so early in the morning, and you've already woken up? It's been a long time since I last saw the leader of Tiger Village. Let me greet you." The leader of Tiger Village responds, "Greeting? No need for that. Just give me a small share of your profit. We tried to make a little profit ourselves, but it wasn't enough. I think we deserve a little more. For now, give us a portion of your horses. If we get 3 or 4, we can make more out of them, and add a few more. That would be enough for us." The leader of the group demands a lot from Sang-ji. Seeing this, Sang-ji grows angry, saying, "No way, we worked hard for everything we have, and you want to take it from us so easily? We won't let you take anything. Get out of here." At this moment, Bada tells Sang-ji, "Stay quiet. Don't speak when the elders are talking." Sang-ji closes her mouth in frustration. Then, the leader of the Tiger Bandits says, "I think both our profits are equal, but there's no reason to share. Whatever we have is ours, and what you have is yours. We don't need to split it." The leader of Tiger Village responds, "This isn't fair. You can't expect to split the profits equally. Our profit must be greater than yours. Only then will it be considered equal." The leader of Tiger Village speaks calmly, as if this is all part of his plan. If the deal were to happen, everything would go smoothly. But from behind, another person enters the scene. This person also belongs to Tiger Village and is accompanied by more bandits. The newcomer says, "We are not here to make a deal anymore. We'll take everything from you. You belong to Todd Village, right? Todd Village is no more, and you don't have the strength to talk to us. We were going to deal with you, but now we won't. Everything you have is ours now." One of the more aggressive bandits moves closer. Suddenly, an arrow flies out and strikes one of their horses. The horse falters, and the bandit falls off. This causes the leader of Tiger Village to pause, shocked. He says, "How could this happen? This girl is very skilled. She shot that arrow while on a running horse. Her aim is impressive." Then, a voice calls out, "Does anyone else want to die? If you, willing to die, step forward. If you take one more step, I'll kill you instantly." The voice belongs to Queen Man, and the arrow was shot by her. Her archery skills are impeccable. As she draws her bow and speaks confidently, "You tried to make a deal with us, but there will be no deal. We won't split anything with you." The leader of Tiger Village replies, "Think carefully. Your actions could start a fight between us. Do you really want to fight us? This war will cost you dearly. There's plenty of loot here for both of us, and we could share it easily. We are still willing to make a deal with you. You can either negotiate with us or face a fierce battle. The choice is yours." Just then, Chengli arrives, riding a horse. He looks at them and says, "So, what's it going to be? How do you want to divide the loot here? We can figure this out peacefully." Tiger King speaks, "So you, the leader of these guys. We've heard rumors about you, that you couldn't even manage your village properly, that you were a failure. But now that I see you, those rumors seem completely false. You've handled your village well and have forced the enemy to retreat. You are quite capable." Jagale remains calm and silent, not showing any fear. Seeing this, Tiger King thinks to himself, "This person is different. We are so many, and we've threatened them with a fight, yet there's no fear in his eyes. This is unusual." At that moment, Chengli has a brilliant idea. He says, "I have a great idea. After this, we won't need to divide anything. How about I just kill everyone here, and then we won't have to worry about splitting anything? All the loot you've collected will be ours. We'll take everything from you." Upon hearing this, the bandits around Kya get even more enraged. One of them speaks up, "Who do you think you are threatening? Do you realize how many of us there are? We've surrounded you from all sides. It's clear, if anyone's going to die here, it's you. Either you'll make a deal with us, or after your death, we'll loot everything you have." At this point, another bandit interrupts, "Why are we listening to this guy? Why don't we just attack him?" He takes a swing and tries to end things quickly. But suddenly, Cheng Li steps forward, his voice calm but firm. "Wait a minute. Are you all really that foolish? Can't you see? There's no point in attacking me. Let me ask you this, how many of you are there? I bet you're not even close to 100. What does it matter how many of you there are? There's a big difference between being foolish and smart. 100 men or more, it doesn't matter. We were only 5 when 1,000-strong army attacked us. And guess what? We wiped them out. So don't think we can't deal with you. We've done it before, and we'll do it again." As Cheng Li speaks, a silence falls over the group of bandits. They begin to rethink their actions. One by one, they realize that these 5 men are no ordinary opponents. If they were able to defeat a whole army, they might have the power to do the same to them. Cheng Li's words seem to have struck a chord, and the leader begins to consider a deal. "All right," the leader says, "I'll bite. How did you manage to defeat an entire army? If you tell us, we promise we won't fight. After all, we didn't come here looking for a fight. Cheng Li smiles. You want to know how? Fine. I have the power to summon lightning. It's a special skill, one that can change the tides of battle. He gestures upward, and all the bandits look up at the clear sky, confused. Nothing's happening, one of them mutters. Cheng Li responds, just watch. As the bandits look on in disbelief, Cheng Li concentrates, and within moments, a bolt of lightning strikes the ground with a loud crack. The bandits are stunned, unable to comprehend what just happened. Their mouths hang open in shock. Cheng Li's power is undeniable. The leader now fully realizes the threat they are facing. He quickly decides to avoid confrontation. Alright, we won't fight. You've proven your power. Just let us go. Cheng Li smirks. Wise choice. But remember, I could strike again if you cross me. As the bandits scramble to get out of his way, Cheng Li's group walks off victoriously. But as they begin to leave, the voice of the Tiger King's leader calls out from behind. Wait. Cheng Li freezes. Is it possible that they've caught on to his tricks? Is his secret exposed? The leader of the bandits repeats. Are you telling the truth? Do you really have this power? Can you feed all these horses? If you do, maybe we can help you. Cheng Li, unamused, responds, you'll get nothing from me. I'm not giving you anything. In fact, if we can't feed these horses properly, we'll cook them and eat them ourselves. So don't expect any help. With that, Cheng Li and his group leave, the bandits watching them go, unable to do anything. This small fight is over, but somewhere else, a much bigger, more dangerous battle is about to begin, one that will have far-reaching consequences. From here, we see through the black stone sticker, where the king is still enjoying himself, having fun with a girl. At the same time, a crying voice is heard from the outside, and the city lord notices this. Look, what has happened? The strategist, along with the prince, arrives at the scene. The prince's dead body is laid in front of the city lord. The strategist begins to explain. Look, they killed him. The bandits snuck up and murdered him. The city lord is devastated, his grief overwhelming as he rushes to his son's side, crying, My son, what happened? Who did this to you? In the midst of this emotional chaos, the strategist sees his opportunity. With precise timing, he draws his sword and strikes the city lord. The city lord narrowly dodges, but the attack grazes his body, and while he survives, he stumbles backward, trying to regain his balance. In a moment of anger and confusion, the city lord confronts the strategist. Why are you attacking me? Could it be that you killed the prince and brought his body here to deceive me? The strategist coldly replies, Yes, you are right. I did kill him. I don't think you deserve to be king anymore. The position should belong to me. As tension rises, a fierce battle ensues between the city lord and the strategist. The strategist, with his confidence, declares, No matter what, I will defeat you and take your place as the city lord. We spent too long under your leadership, but there's been no development in the city. This empire needs a king like me, strong, both mentally and physically. You are a weak king, only concerned with your own pleasures. The city lord responds, Shut your mouth. Don't try to teach me what to do. He strikes at the strategist with his torch, but the strategist skillfully dodges. The fight escalates, and the two clash fiercely, with each trying to outmaneuver the other. Meanwhile, the two girls watching the battle start to feel afraid. The city lord continues, You were nothing before I brought you up. You were just a lowly insect, reading books and dreaming of power. But I gave you the position you now hold. You wouldn't be anything without me. And now, you are betraying me. As the battle reaches its peak, the city lord warns, If I fall, you'll never take my place. Your treachery will cost you dearly. With that, he swings his torch once more, but the strategist struggles to dodge and the impact knocks the torch out of his hand. The strategist's forehead begins to bleed from the force of the strike. In the heat of the moment, the girls seize the opportunity. They rush in, pinning the city lord down. One of them drives a poison knife deep into his stomach. The poison spreads quickly, freezing his body. The strategist takes advantage of the opening, driving his sword into the city lord's stomach. A loud, painful scream escapes the city lord's lips, and he falls to the ground, blood pouring from his body. As the city lord collapses, dying from both the poison and the sword wound, the strategist looks on, saying, I might have become a corrupt city lord like you, but I want to see for myself if truly becoming a city lord is as great as people say. At this moment, the city lord tries to say something at the very end. He says, Blackstone City. The city lord asks, What did you say? As he moves closer to him. He says, Blackstone City is very special. It holds the key to all the kingdoms. Never let anyone gain control over it. If anyone does, the entire world could be destroyed. With these words, the city lord falls silent and dies right there. Before his death, he left behind a strange riddle that Bai Ho overheard. Bai Ho, known for his sharp intellect and strategic mind, begins to think. Though he is a brilliant strategist, this riddle confuses him. He begins to wonder, is Blackstone City really that powerful? The key to all the kingdoms? What does that mean? He dismisses these thoughts, saying, "Forget it. I don't have time to think about your meaningless words. My priority is to destroy this entire place. Goodbye." With that, Bai Ho shows his intellect and begins erasing every word from the entire place. He sets the entire mansion on fire. Within seconds, the city lord's mansion is engulfed in flames, burning completely to the ground, turning everything into ashes. Now, the problem with Changali seems to be escalating. Previously, the king of Blackstone City was a fool with immense power but no brains. However, now the new king is highly intelligent and knows exactly how to use his power. Whether his enemies are weak or stronger than him, he knows how to fight in both situations. So, if there's a battle between Todd Village and Blackstone City, it will most likely be an evenly matched one. The scene opens in a field where 4 or 5 people are working tirelessly. One of them finally speaks up, "I am exhausted. I'll take a short break. You all continue working." Saying this, he sits down while the others keep working. Among them is Lin, who clearly struggles with the work. While harvesting, he mutters, "This isn't the kind of work I'm made for. I can't believe it. I'm a knight, part of a bandit group, yet here I am working like a farmer. This is not what I was meant to do. I should be protecting someone, attacking someone, not harvesting crops." Meanwhile, Qingli, who is already sitting aside, responds, "Don't compare yourself to me. I am sitting because I am genuinely in pain. Otherwise, I'd be working too." He encourages Lin, "Come on, let's get back to work." Senji, working intensely nearby, is loading grain onto a cart. He warns the others, "This isn't the time to slack off. We must harvest everything quickly before it goes to waste. Not a single grain should be lost." Qingli, acting like a child making excuses, groans, "No, my head really hurts." Senji retorts, "You used that excuse yesterday." Qingli quickly changes it, "Fine. Now it's my stomach that hurts." Senji replies dryly, "You already used that excuse 5 minutes ago too." Qingli insists, "It's serious this time. The pain is traveling all over my body. It's even reached my legs now. I think I need medical attention." Senji, unimpressed, orders, "Enough with the excuses. Get back to work. If we lose this harvest, we'll have nothing to eat through the winter." Qingli sighs dramatically and says, Yeah, I know. But wait. I just remembered, I am a bandit. I can't betray my nature. I need to rob someone, now." Without waiting, he runs off, hoping to find someone to rob. Leo, seeing a chance to escape work, quickly joins him. "I'll come too. In case there are too many people, I'll help." Senji shouts after them, trying to stop them, but they don't listen. Cut to the foot of the mountain, where we find 3 young men carrying large bundles of firewood. Their father walks alongside them. One of the boys nervously says, "I feel like this place might be dangerous." Their father scoffs, "Nonsense. There's no danger here. Forget your fears about bandits." Another son chimes in, "But I heard there are bandits in this area." Father snaps, "Even if there are, we must take the risk. Remember, to arrange your marriage, we at least need a donkey. Ideally a horse, but a donkey will do." The son protests, "But selling these few logs won't buy us a horse." Father shrugs, "Fine. A donkey and a horse, not much difference anyway." The boy argues back, "There's a huge difference." While they're bickering, Qingli and Lin appear out of nowhere and ambush them, weapons drawn. The 4 villagers immediately surrender, dropping their bundles and bowing their heads. They beg, "Please spare us. We have nothing worth stealing." Qingli grins, "Don't worry. We're not here to steal, exactly. We heard you want a horse." The father quickly explains, "Yes, but we can't afford a horse. We're saving up for a donkey to arrange my son's marriage." Qingli smirks, "You're lucky you met me. I am selling a horse." Father stammers, "But we don't have the money." Qingli coolly replies, "It doesn't matter what you want to buy. It matters what I want to sell. Now, how much money do you have?" Terrified, the father hands over 2 copper coins, basically worthless. Chengli pockets them without hesitation. The father, desperate, offers their last bit of food, a piece of bread. Without a shred of shame, Chengli and Lin snatch it up and start eating. Chengli comments, how's the bread? Lin shrugs, not bad. In no time, they finish all the villagers' food. After eating, Lin nervously says, Boss, we only got 2 copper coins. Giving them a horse for this would be a big loss. Chengli, thinking strategically, pulls Lin aside and whispers, Look, we'll suffer a bigger loss if our horses starve to death because we can't feed them. At least with this, we're getting something. We're bandits, sure, but sometimes doing a good deed isn't so bad. These folks are dirt poor anyway. Lin agrees, yeah, you're right. A few good deeds won't hurt us. Meanwhile, the father tries to eavesdrop but can't catch their conversation, growing more and more terrified. Finally, Chengli approaches him and says, You're my first customer. You should be honored. I'm giving you a special discount. Come with me up the mountain. Misunderstanding this, the father falls to his knees, pleading, Please. Take me if you must, but spare my sons. They haven't even married yet. Chengli, a bit annoyed, slams his axe into the ground and says, Stop whining. I said. All of you come with me. Do you think you can refuse? Scared out of their minds, the villagers obediently follow Chengli and Lin up the mountain, not realizing that Chengli has no real intention of hurting them, he's just trying to get rid of the extra horses. At this moment, the son starts speaking to his father, Father, what kind of trouble have we gotten ourselves into? It feels like these people are going to kill us. The father responds firmly, Stop talking nonsense. You are not a coward. The son quickly replies, Not a coward? Then look at your own feet. They are re-shaking terribly, and you are recalling me a coward? I am just making a prediction about what's going to happen to us. The father says, I know that much too. I am not foolish. I've come up with a plan. If they try to attack or kill us, I'll strike first and try to stop them. Meanwhile, you 3 must run. Remember, you'll only have a few seconds. In that time, escape as far as you can. Save your lives at any cost. While having this conversation, they reach the Toad village atop the mountain in the west. At that moment, Chengli says, Look, we've arrived. This is our home. This is our mountain. Hearing this, the father gets scared again and starts shouting, They are probably going to kill us. Please, don't kill us. Chengli laughs and says, What nonsense are you spouting? Didn't I tell you already? I am not going to kill you. Look around. There are so many horses here. Choose any one you like. The father is stunned. You really giving us horses? You're not going to kill us. Chengli answers, If we wanted to kill you, we would have done it long ago. We brought you here just to show you the horses. Pick one quickly and leave. The father, still a little confused, says, All right, in that case, give us any horse. We'll be happy with any. Chengli smirks, Just one? At least take 2 or 3. We brought you all the way here after all. The father hesitates and says, All right, then we'll take 2 horses. But Chengli insists, No, 2 is still too few. I think each of you should have a horse. There are 4 of you. Take 4 horses. Hearing this, the sons become extremely excited. They are thrilled that each of them might get a horse. However, their excitement is short-lived. The father ruins their dreams by stepping forward and saying, We can't take 4 horses. We won't be able to feed them. We don't have enough money. Hearing this, the children's faces fall. At that moment, Chengli gets an idea. He says, Do you know how to harvest crops? The father brightens up and replies, Of course. We can harvest wheat easily. Chengli says, Good. Then get to work. We have a large field that must be harvested before sunset. If you manage to finish it, you can take 2 horses with you. Warrior Lin hands them all the necessary equipment for harvesting, and the 4 of them get to work immediately. Meanwhile, back in the field, we see Senji working with full dedication. In fact, he's doing most of the work. He grumbles to City Lord, Chief, this isn't fair. You've become extremely lazy. We are working hard, and you're just sitting there. Chengli laughs and says, I'm not just sitting. Even if I'm not working directly, I brought people who can work. That counts too. Thinking to himself, Chengli reflects, this village has now become like a small family. Quinman feels like an elder brother to me. He stands like a shield protecting us. With him around, there's no fear. Knight Lin, who recently joined us, is like a younger brother whom I'm beginning to trust. Swin is caring and loving, and maybe one day she'll even become my wife. This way, another bond will be completed. Besides them, there are a few others, the old folks who don't have much to do but still form a part of the family. Gradually, Qingli begins to feel attached to the village. It has started to feel like home. Switching back to the fields, the son asks his father, "Do you really trust these people? Will we truly get the horses after all this work?" The father replies, "I have no idea. But I know this, if we don't finish the harvest before sunset, we might get killed. That's why I'm working as fast and carefully as possible. Even if they refuse to give us anything later, I'll still be happy just to walk away with our lives intact." The four of them continue working hard, and eventually, evening falls. True to his word, Qingli lets them take 2 horses. As they move forward, the son says excitedly, "Father, look. It actually happened. We worked, and they really gave us horses. I can't believe it. The same bandits we thought would kill us have given us a reward for our work." The father smiles and says, "They aren't bandits. They are gods." The son jokes, "Do gods also eat wheat and steal food from our plates?" The father laughs, "Maybe these are some new kind of gods. Motorized gods." Delighted, the 4 of them leave with the horses. Meanwhile, during the night, a knight arrives with an airship. This is the same knight who had failed twice before, once at guarding Swin and once at destroying Toad Village. But because he is a good friend of Lin, Lin decides to bring him to the village. He introduces him to Qingli, saying, "Chief, I brought a guest." Qingli looks at him and recognizes him instantly. The knight explains his story. After escaping, he went to Black Rock City, only to find the entire city in ruins. Fires burned everywhere. The city lord had been killed, and one by one, all his people were wiped out. It was Bai Han who attacked the city along with his soldiers, destroying everything. The knight realized he could not show loyalty to the city lord anymore, fearing Bai Han would kill him too. So, he fled and wandered until Lin found him. Lin, instead of robbing him, suggested he join Toad Village. And that's how he ended up here, seeking to be a part of their growing family. Qingli says, "Oh, so that's how it is. That means Black Rock City's strategist has now become the king." Commander Knight replies, "Yes, you are absolutely right. That's exactly what happened. But the situation is even worse than it looks, especially for you. I have some information that suggests Bai Han is planning to spread rumors everywhere, blaming you for the city lord's death. Along with that, your name will be completely tarnished. He will spread the word that the attack on Toad Village was avenged by you killing the king of Black Rock City. Once the rumor spreads, our enemies will multiply rapidly." Hearing this, Qingli becomes extremely anxious and says, "How is this possible? How can he spread such a rumor? There were only 5 people in our team. I don't think anyone would believe that just 5 people could infiltrate a village and kill its king. Black Rock City is a massive place with a huge army. 5 people and nothing against them. Killing their king would be almost impossible." Commander responds, "No, that's not the case anymore. I changed a little detail, and now Bai Han will twist it even further. I increased your numbers from 5 to 300. And now, he is going to push it even further, saying that there were over 1,000 of you. He will tell everyone that 1,000 bandits launched a coordinated attack and killed the king. Once people hear this version, they will believe it without any doubt. On top of that, to add fuel to the fire, he will spread another rumor, that all the bandits are cannibals who attack humans, kill them, and then cook and eat them. Once that rumor spreads too, everyone will start seeing you as monsters. They will all want to destroy you and completely wipe out Toad Village." Commander continues, "While wandering through the forests, I also discovered that every village has now declared you wanted. There is a reward placed on your heads. They want to catch you alive or dead." Qingli asks, "How much is the reward?" "We destroyed their huge army and killed their king. They must have placed a massive bounty on us." Commander Warrior replies, "No, it's not that high. The reward on you is only 50 gold coins." Qingli says, "Only 50? That's too little." Commander explains, "Not just that. Your strategist has a bounty of 35 gold coins on him." Qingli protests, "That's not fair. I deserve way more than that. A reward that low is an insult to my skills." Commander adds, "Also, your strongest fighter, Quinman has a bounty of 30 gold coins. Cheng Li shrugs and says, I don't care about others. What bothers me is that I didn't get the chance to kill the city lord with my own hands. Someone else stole that moment from me. Suddenly, Cheng Li shouts, everyone quiet. This is unfair. This is a huge insult to me. A dangerous man like me deserves a much higher bounty than just 50 gold coins. For context, in that world, 50 gold coins are a fortune since a normal farmer earns only 3 to 4 silver coins a year. Cheng Li, still unsatisfied, asks, Sengji, tell me how much bounty is on the leader of Tiger Village. Sengji replies, his bounty is 180 gold coins. Cheng Li says, then it's settled. I want a bounty of at least 200, 300, or even 400 gold coins on my head. I will surpass him no matter what. Hearing this, Commander comments, is that really something to be proud of? A bigger bounty just means more people will hunt you down. At that moment, Lin steps forward and says, I trust Commander Warrior completely. His name is Hong. If he joins Toad Village, it will be a huge gain for us. He is sincere, loyal, and will work well with us. Hong himself agrees, saying, yes, I truly want to work with your team. Please recruit me. The screen then flashes some information, name, Huang San age, 43 skills. None attributes, none, in short, Huang San is even weaker than Lin. Seeing this, Cheng Li is unimpressed but still asks, all right, tell me, how is our village? Huang San replies, it's amazing. That's why I want to join. Cheng Li laughs and says, amazing? Tell me exactly why it's amazing. At this question, no one has an answer. After all, Toad Village has barely 4 or 5 people left. It's completely ruined. Huang San knows nothing about Toad Village, so he remains silent. Cheng Li says, look, you have nothing to say. You fought with us just a while ago, and your attitude isn't good enough for you to join our group. Now, think about it. We're just 5 people, yet our power is so great that even an army of 1,000 soldiers ran away from us in fear. That means our strength equals the power of 1,000 people. If you want to be the 6th member, your power needs to be on par with ours. But clearly, you don't have that power, which means you can't match our capabilities. If you want to prove yourself, you need to take a test. Write a 5,000-word application and read it out to me. Use some strong vocabulary, and remember, not even one word should be missing. If you manage that, then I'll consider whether or not to recruit you. Sanji nods and says, yes, you're absolutely right. This is the right way to test him. But Huang, thinking to himself, says, what are you saying? Writing 5,000 words will take forever. My hands will fall off. My life will be over by the time I finish. Cheng Li responds, do you have any other way to prove your worth? Or is this the only way you have? Huang realizes there is no other way and says, all right, I have another idea. I have a treasure map. I think proving my worth with this map should be enough. He hands the map to Cheng Li, who examines it carefully. Cheng Li asks, is this really a treasure map? Are you messing with us? Huang replies, I'm telling you the truth. The city lord hid it somewhere, and I stole it from him. He never knew I had it, and now that he's dead, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is, I created this map myself 30 years ago. We were on a mission to track down some bandits. They hid all their loot here, including some valuable items we had as well. After they were caught, we got this map, but no one had the courage to check its location. No one ever went there, and that's why no one knew what was hidden. I believe there's still treasure buried there. Cheng Li asks, do you really believe this? Tell me, where does this map lead? Huang admits, I don't know. If I did, I would have already found it myself. Cheng Li continues, are you really telling the truth? You don't know where it leads. Huang reassures him, no, I'm not lying. If I knew, I wouldn't need to join your group. Cheng Li focuses on the map, but there's only a cross marking on it with no clear indication of where it is. The map shows a river and some mountains, but that's not enough to figure out where it might be. Cheng Li says, this doesn't give us enough information. There are many mountains and rivers. How will we know which one it refers to? We can't just dig up all the mountains. He turns to Huang and says, you've given me a good thing, but we still can't be sure if this is a treasure map or just a piece of paper. We need more proof, and that's why you'll have to take another test. If you pass, you can join us. This will be like an interview. If you pass, you're in, if not, then we'll reconsider. Huang is nervous. He's thinking to himself, I'm a warrior, and now I have to take an interview to become a bandit. The interview begins with Qingli asking, we have many horses. What should we do with them? Huang thinks for a moment and answers, you can sell some of them to merchants who travel around selling goods. You can also visit a nearby village where you'll find many merchants. If you don't know any merchants there, you can visit another village. There are also many bandits here who might need horses, and you can trade with them. Qingli is impressed and says, good. Your idea is brilliant. We're already putting it into action. As for your job, what do you think of it, Sanji? Sanji responds, yes, it's a good job, but I still think it could be better. Qingli pats Huang on the shoulder and says, you did well. No need for any more verification. You've passed the interview. From now on, you're part of the Todd village. Welcome. Work hard and be loyal. Huang smiles, feeling happy to be part of the village, though there are still only 6 people in the group. Meanwhile, at the White Tiger village, the situation is quite different. They have a horse with a broken eye. Even though the horse is injured, they decided to bring it back to the village. This was the same horse the queen attacked, and everyone thought it was dead. But it survived. The horse belongs to the leader's brother. Since the horse is now injured, it can no longer be used in battle, but it can still be useful for farming. The leader's brother is upset about this and asks, why not give me that horse? The leader, Gaofi, responds, are you crazy? I promised I'd help you, but that doesn't mean I'll give away my own horse. You'll find another one. Just be patient. At this point, a loud knock comes from the gate. Someone shouts, I have great news. You need to hear this. Upon hearing this voice, the younger brother starts heading towards the big brother. I have a feeling that someone on the other side might be planning to attack us, the younger brother says. What do you think? Should I order the bandits to get ready? He asks. The big brother replies, no, there's no need for that. Let's check things ourselves first. With that, they step outside from behind the wall, and as they do, their eyes catch sight of something unusual in the trees. Something strange is sticking out. At the same moment, Lin and Qingli are seen hiding behind the grass on the other side, unnoticed for now. Lin starts speaking. Did you stick the fish properly there? Qingli responds, yes, absolutely, it's all set. How did you do it? Lin replies, I did everything properly. We placed 4 fish here, and I'm sure they'll come to us. As Lin and Qingli think this through, the 2 brothers slowly approach a signpost. On the poster, it reads, I have some great news for you. We're offering a special sale where you can get excellent horses at a huge discount. Don't miss out. The poster explains how having a horse is essential for any bandit. It's not just a means of transport but a symbol of respect. Without a horse, a bandit loses his stature. The ad continues, if you don't have a horse, you're either not a real bandit or a lousy one who can't care for his horse. But don't worry, we've got a special offer for you. If you bring this flyer, you'll get a 20% discount on any horse purchase. Hurry up and come to Todd Village. After reading the pamphlet, the leader says, this sounds amazing. At that moment, the leader's brother rips the pamphlet off the tree. The leader asks, what are you doing? Why bother with this flyer? His brother responds, did you see this? It says we can get 20% off if we bring this flyer. I think we should definitely check out Todd Village and see how they're selling these horses. I'm sure this could be just what we need. Nearby, other bandit villages have also put up similar flyers advertising the horse sale. Lin and his group have spread these flyers everywhere, making sure all the nearby villages know about the upcoming sale. The following day arrives. The sale day is here, and Leon and his group are waiting at the gate. But no one has arrived yet. Qingli says, don't worry, someone will definitely come. We've put up ads all over the villages. I'm sure someone needs a horse and will show up. Though Qingli is trying to sound confident, he himself is not fully sure. The leader, watching him, thinks, I think this guy is a fool. My last leader, that prince, was a fool. And the king? Also a fool. Now, this new bandit leader seems just as clueless. I feel like I'm surrounded by idiots. Just then, someone shouts, look! Over there, someone's coming. A group of bandits comes running towards them. Qingli shouts, get ready! We can't afford any mistakes. The bandits stop in front of them, and one of them says, "We need a horse. We've come on time, so give us a horse quickly, and let's get out of here." Their eyes land on Queen Man, who's standing on the roof of a nearby house, fully armed with his bow. Cheng-Li calms the situation. "Hold on, everyone. Let's wait for the others to arrive. Once they're here, we'll start the sale." The leader's brother interrupts. "What nonsense are you talking? We're not here to waste time. You said anyone who wants a horse can come. We're here, and we need to buy. Let's get this over with." The leader nods, agreeing, "Yes, my brother is right. We're not here to waste time. Let's move on to more important matters." Cheng-Li holds up a hand. "Wait, calm down. This isn't the kind of sale you're used to. This is different." He turns to one of his men, Huang, who is now positioned as the butler. "Huang, explain to them how things are going to work here." Huang steps forward and begins, "Let me explain the rules. We'll be using a bidding method for this sale. But this isn't your regular auction. We'll be conducting a hidden auction." Goifi, another bandit, asks, "Hidden auction? What does that mean?" The butler says, "Let me suggest something. Look over here. You should see a curtain, and behind it, there's a light. We've placed a torch there, and because of this, anyone who approaches will cast their shadow. The horses will be brought one by one in front of this curtain. After that, you will see the shape of the horse. This will help you determine if there's a horse behind the curtain, and its shape will be visible. Then, based on that shape, you will place your bids. Whoever places the highest bid will get the horse." Cheng-Li had designed and explained this concept, but the bandits didn't like it at all. They start complaining, and one of them says, "What nonsense is this? We didn't come here for this useless concept. With this method, we could be bidding on a horse that's blind, lame, or even defective. We can only see the shape of the horse, we can't know its flaws. We need to see the horse itself." Another one adds, "And what if we select a horse, but you change it afterward? We won't even know." They continue criticizing Cheng-Li's concept, but he silences them, saying, "So, you all want to die? Do you know I have a special power? I can strike this place with lightning, and you'll all be dead. So, if you're not interested in this auction, leave. If you're interested, stay. But don't just stand here shouting, it's useless." After hearing this, the bandits fall silent. Cheng-Li smiles and says, "Butler, continue with the rules and explain everything." The butler agrees, "All right, I'll explain the rules. Once you select a horse, that's it. We won't be changing the horse. The horse you see here is the one you'll get. And as for any defects in the horse, that depends on your luck. The horse might have some issues, or it could be perfectly healthy. But one thing I can tell you for sure is that all of you here will be very happy because you'll get the horses at a very low price. Those who understand the concept will be able to buy horses very cheaply. Those who don't understand will not bid, and even a small bid will win the horse, making it even cheaper for you." The bidding starts, and the first horse is introduced, with its price starting at 1 bag of grain. The bandits are all looking, but no one bids because they can't believe it. Senji, frustrated, walks over to Cheng-Li and says, "I feel like our concept has completely failed. They're not bidding. If this continues, no horse will sell." Cheng-Li reassures him, "No, it's not over yet. I'm confident our concept will work. There might be some loss initially, but gradually, we will start making a profit." Just then, a loud and sweet voice rings out. A beautiful girl walks in with 2 other girls and says, "I'll start the bidding with 1 bag of grain for this horse." All the bandits are stunned, and Senji recognizes the girl. He turns to Cheng-Li and says she belongs to the White Wolf group. The girl, seeing the gazes of the bandits, pulls out a dagger and angrily warns, "You're all staring at me like this. If any of you looks at me for another second, I'll attack and end you. I won't hesitate to feed your eyes to dogs." Hearing this, the bandits fall silent. They can't bear the insult. No one participates in the bidding, and the girl wins the horse for just 1 bag of grain. The bandits are disappointed as they realize the horse was sold for a very low price. The butler, still formal, says, "Madam, the horse is now yours. Please bring 1 bag of grain. I'm sure you'll like this horse." The white horse is brought out from behind the curtain. It's the same horse that Lingar liked and that the members of the White Tiger group had also admired. As soon as the leader's brother sees it, he's entranced by the horse's beauty. He thinks to himself, "I should have bid on this horse. Now, it's too late. But maybe we can still attack this girl, take her horse, and rob her of everything else. The bandits eye the girl, and she understands what's going on. She quickly pulls out her knife again and warns, "You think you can steal this horse from me? Not happening. I'm not weak. If you want to fight, come at me. I'm ready." The bandits hesitate, but she pulls out a piece of paper from her clothes and shows it to Cheng Li. "If I show this, I'll get a 20% discount, right?" Cheng Li takes the paper, looks at it, and confirms, "Yes, of course. You'll get a 20% discount. We never lie. We'll return 20% of the 1 bag of grain you gave us." The girl thanks him and climbs onto the horse. She looks even more stunning sitting on it. As she prepares to leave, she says, "Let's go now. Our work here is done." Cheng Li watches her leave, lost in thought, and says to Senji, "Did you see how beautiful she was? This horse truly deserved her." Senji nods but advises, "Chief, stop looking at her like that." Cheng Li smiles and replies, "How can I not? She's so beautiful, I can't take my eyes off her." The auction continues, and the bandits are eager to move on. They're in a hurry, as they've wasted enough time, and many others are waiting to be robbed. The auction is far from over, but the bandits are eager to get on with their plans. Slowly, more and more horses were being brought up, and soon all the bandits began participating in the auction. A decent bid was placed for each horse, and as everything was running smoothly, Cheng Li, leaving all the responsibility of the auction to the butler, stood aside. He asked, "Do you know anything more about that girl? I need to find out everything about her." Senji responded, "Yes, I know quite a bit about her. Her life hasn't been just bad, it's been tragic. Before she became a bandit, she came from a martial arts family and was herself a skilled martial artist. Before becoming young, she completed her training excellently. But then, her life took a turn for the worse, and that was the first step towards her journey of becoming a bandit." Senji continued, "She was supposed to marry a man, but before their marriage, he passed away. Yet, the girl was forced to marry the deceased man's brother. Even after that, society didn't accept her and started accusing her of being the reason for her husband's death. Everyone labeled her as cursed, and no one spoke to her. She became almost completely alone in the world. However, she managed to hold herself together for some time. She lived peacefully at her home, but the real problem came when her family started troubling her. Her grandfather attacked her with ill intentions. A girl could never tolerate such a thing, and she pushed him away before running into the woods and becoming a bandit. This is how girls who are crushed by society, who have no place in it, find refuge in Blossom Village." Cheng Li asked, "So, you re-saying her life was completely wasted, and all the people in Blossom Village are?" Senji interrupted, "Yes, you're right. The village is only filled with girls, and most of them have tragic stories similar to hers. Every girl in Blossom Village has a sad story to tell." Cheng Li absorbed this information, but his focus remained on one particular line, that Blossom Village is mainly populated by women. He then said, "So, what you're re-saying is that we need to form some alliances here. Quickly. This could be very useful for us. If you had told me earlier, I would have already made friends with them." Senji replied, "No, it's not that easy. Our group has many men. Some time ago, another bandit group tried to form an alliance with them. They offered gifts and spoke politely, but still, they refused. The problem is that the group had mostly men, and Blossom Village won't align with any group that has mostly men." As they discussed, a loud voice interrupted from behind. "No, this is wrong. I've been wronged." It was the brother of the Tiger Village king, who had just won a blind horse in the auction. He was furious. "They've sold me a useless blind horse. This is unacceptable." Cheng Li calmly approached and tried to handle the situation. The butler explained, "I've tried to calm him down, but he's not listening. He placed a high bid for the horse, and now he's demanding a refund. This is against the auction rules." Cheng Li addressed the crowd, his voice clear. The rules of the auction were explained to everyone. You participated according to those rules. Now, if you think the process was unfair, we can end the auction right here, right now. But you cannot demand a refund like this. As Cheng Li spoke, the bandits began protesting. "No, the auction must go on. We've already gotten some great horses. 1 or 2 might not be up to the mark, but that's just bad luck." The Tiger Village king's brother, still furious, responded, "Yes, my brother's luck is bad. If he got a blind horse, then he has to accept it. Let's leave, we have no business here." The conversation continued, with the brother reluctantly agreeing. "Fine, if you say so, I'll accept it," he said, pulling out a voucher offering a 20% discount. "Even though this horse is worthless, with the discount, I'll still try to get a better deal." As the auction continued, more horses were sold. With each passing bid, the prices of the horses kept increasing, and by the end, the remaining horses fetched even higher bids. The bandits were eager to acquire them. Chengli had already sold 76 horses, and the auction was a great success. The food supplies they earned from the sales were huge. With 500 bags of food, equivalent to 50,000 kilograms, it was a massive amount for a 6-member team. After the auction, Chengli surveyed his winnings. A massive pile of grain had been accumulated. Looking at it, he couldn't help but feel proud, thinking, this is a huge profit. A battle like this can bring in so much, more than we could ever harvest from years of farming. This deal is far from bad, and it's only one of the rewards. I still have that lucky draw I won for defending the village. I haven't used it yet, but I feel today is the day to try it out. Let's see what luck has in store for me. After this, we see the bandit from Tiger Village, who is currently heading towards his village. He seems very troubled because he didn't make any profit from the auction. Despite seeing a high price, he ended up with a blind horse. Meanwhile, the king's brother from Tiger Village is sitting on his horse and, while riding, is pulling another horse behind him. Seeing this, the king says, "What are you doing? Either get off and walk, or ride on top of the horse, but don't pull it like this. It would be better if you take the horse alongside you while walking." His brother replies, "No, this is the right way. I am your brother. If I get off the horse and walk, people will think I'm very poor. But if I stay on this horse, people will say that I don't even have a good horse, just a blind one. It will bring me so much disrespect. That's why I'll stay on this horse and pull the other one." As the two brothers continue, they reach a beautiful area. In front of them, the sunset is creating a stunning view. The younger brother, looking at the view, says, "Look at the sunset, what a beautiful sight. I feel like singing a lovely poem." The elder brother replies, "No, not at all. The view is amazing, but after listening to your poem, my mood will be ruined. I don't want that to happen, especially since my mood is already a bit off." The younger brother then asks, "Big brother, do you think there is really such a thing as lightning spells in this world? Do you think the king of Todd Village really has all the powers I've told you about?" The elder brother responds, "If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. But you saw it too, and I saw that he has special powers. So, it's possible that such powers exist. That's why we need to be careful with that person. We can't fight him right now. We'll wait for our advisor to return. Once he's back, we'll talk to him and see what advice he gives us. Then, we will make a decision. Our next step should be well thought out." Next, we see 3 people sitting atop a mountain, one father and his 2 children. They belong to the same village as the 4 men we saw earlier, the ones who were given horses by Chengli. These 3 have also come up the mountain in search of horses. The father, looking at the mountains ahead, is lost in thought when the son asks, "Father, do you really believe that there could be a god in these mountains?" The father replies, "I do believe so. I know Ladio's abilities very well. He is not rich enough to buy a horse on his own, but now he has 2 horses. He claims that the god gave them to him. Ladio and his 3 sons have spread this story all around the village, and everyone believes that the god gave them the horses. I am sure that the god is in these mountains. If we find him, maybe he will give us horses too." The son replies, "But we've been wandering here for so long, and we haven't seen any god. We haven't even had a glimpse of him. I don't think anything like that exists here." The father says, "Patience, my son. Big things don't come easily. To find something big, you need to put in a lot of effort. If we look with sincerity, we'll definitely find the god." Just then, the sound of horses can be heard in the distance, along with some voices. The father excitedly says, "This must be where the mountain god is. Let's hurry." He runs toward the sound, urging his children to follow. However, what they don't know is that there is no god ahead, but rather the Tiger Village king and his bandits, who are in a bad mood because they've lost everything today. After wasting the entire day, they ended up with a useless blind horse. The king's elder brother says, "This day has been terrible. I just want to go home, eat, and sleep." The younger brother suggests, "I think we should sell this horse quickly. At least we'll get something in return. This horse is good for nothing." The elder brother retorts, I don't think anyone in this world would be foolish enough to buy this horse. If it's useless for us, how can it be useful to anyone else? No one is going to buy this blind horse. Who would even want it? At that moment, they see someone approaching, a man tumbling down the mountain. It's the father and his 2 sons, shouting, Mountain God, please help us. They come before the bandits, who ask, Who are you? The father tells his children to be quiet and then speaks to the bandits, I am a very poor man, just like how you helped Li Dong, please help me as well. We really need horses. We don't have much skill, but we can do some basic work, like harvesting. We don't need much, just a few horses. Please, Mountain God, help us. Hearing this, the younger brother, in a frustrated mood from all the loss, says, How dare you beg us for horses? We've already wasted our entire day and lost so much, and now you're asking for more? You have no shame. You think we'll just give you horses? We take from others, not give. Do you understand? My mood is terrible, and I've been thinking about hitting someone. It seems like you're the one I should take out all my frustration on. Saying this, the younger brother grabs the father's hands and throws him to the ground. The children watch in fear, knowing they can't do anything. The father, still hopeful, pleads, Mountain God, please help us. We've only come here for horses. At this moment, the Tiger Village king has an idea. He looks at the father and says, These people seem to be from the same village as the others. This man looks poor, but I don't think he really is. His clothes don't seem to match his story. He might be hiding wealth. Maybe he didn't bring any money to appear poor, but looking at his body, I'm sure he has money. The younger brother agrees, Yes, big brother, you're right. I feel like we should tie him to a rock and send him to his village to bring back money. We can threaten him, saying we'll kill him if he doesn't bring money. I'm sure he'll bring back enough to cover our losses today. The younger brother continues, It seems these 3 came here thinking they could get something for free. But now they've lost everything. The father has fallen into the trap, but it's not just him. His children will also suffer. This story is all about bandits, and we should be on the bandits' side. In the end, whatever happened to them was their fate. They got trapped in their own scheme. Now the scene shifts, and we see Todd Village. At this time, Chengli is somewhere, completely alone. He starts talking to the system and says, Activate the lucky draw. I want to try it too. As soon as Chengli says this, the system lady appears above him and starts speaking. All right, let's start. Chengli interrupts, No need to start anything. How about you directly give me something instead? That way, you won't waste your time, and I'll also get something good. He continues, Give me a tank, or maybe an airship, or even a submarine. No, a submarine would be useless here. We are in the mountains after all. Then maybe a machine gun vehicle, a nuclear bomb, or better yet, a hydrogen bomb. And if you have something even better, you can give me that too. Chengli asks, System, can you give me any of these? The system replies sharply, Shut your mouth and stay in your limits. You are not getting anything from this list. Saying this, the system lady starts shaking the lucky draw machine she summoned there. Since it had not worked for a long time and was based on outdated technology, she keeps shaking it for quite a while. However, nothing comes out. After all, shaking a machine does not always guarantee results. Frustrated, she talks to the machine itself, There is always some bug in you. I feel like you exist only to irritate me in different ways. Annoyed beyond measure, when shaking does not work, she kicks the machine hard. Do not try this at home. Surprisingly, the kicking technique works. Finally, a ball pops out from the machine. This time, the lucky draw actually functions. A yellow ball emerges and hits Chengli straight on the face. He shouts, What was that? The girl replies, That is your lucky draw. Quickly check what is inside. The ball opens, and inside it is something like a blueprint. It turns out to be a banded defense drawing. Chengli had not expected to get a blueprint from the reward. Curious, he starts examining it, but at first, he does not understand much. After a moment, he realizes its immense usefulness. He thinks, earlier, we only had 5 people, and there was nothing for others to steal from us. Since we had nothing, there was no reason for anyone to fight us. But now, we have a lot of valuable resources. People can try to steal from us. We must find a way to defend ourselves. This defense mechanism might be very useful. These worrying thoughts keep Chengli awake all night. He fears, if someone attacks us and tries to kill us, how will only 6 or 7 people defend themselves? Earlier, their only threat was Black Rock City, a large army marching from afar. But now, all the nearby bandits know they have valuable things worth stealing. This means Todd Village has come into the spotlight. It is only a matter of time before they are attacked. Thinking about these dangers, Qingli spends a sleepless night. The next morning, Qingli takes Butler to a secluded place. He knows Butler might have a solution to his problems. Qingli asks, "Butler, tell me, if a country wants to add more people to its city, increase manpower, and strengthen its army, what should it do?" "I want to start doing that in our village." Butler answers, "Normally, it is easy for others. There are many ways to do it. But for us, it will be quite difficult." Qingli asks, "Why would it be difficult for us?" Then Butler starts explaining, in any country, people are divided into 4 classes. First class includes the king and the royal family, very few in number. Second class includes the wealthy citizens, ministers, and other responsible people, still few, but a bit more than the first class. Third class is the main foundation of any country. These are the normal people who work for themselves, pay taxes, and support the first and second classes. They do not have much money but manage to survive. Fourth class are the people who depend on others for survival, beggars who have nothing of their own and survive only by asking others. Butler continues, every country tries to minimize the fourth class. A country with too many of them struggles to manage its economy. He asks, "Now do you understand where our problem lies?" Qingli replies, "No, I still do not understand the problem. Tell me, which class do bandits fall into?" He thinks aloud, "If you see, we work hard ourselves, we have a lot of money, and I am even the king. Going by that, I should be placed in the first class." He says, "No, absolutely not. There is no special class reserved for any bandit. No country wants to keep a bandit within its borders. No one grants them any recognition or rights. So, based on this, we can assume that bandits are considered even lower than the fourth class. If there were a class lower than fourth, that's where a bandit would be placed. In fact, you can understand it this way, bandits are treated like untouchables in any country. If even one bandit emerges from a family, that family loses all its respect. People stop talking to them altogether. In some countries, if a bandit is found in a family, the entire family is wiped out. Qingli explains, for any nation, a bandit is nothing more than trash. Nobody wants to associate with them, they are either discarded or destroyed. Butler agrees, exactly. And that's why we are facing so much difficulty in hiring anyone here. Anyone who chooses to work with us will have to sever ties with the outside world. Their reputation will be completely ruined because we are bandits. Qingli nods and says, "Actually, what I need is to build a strong wall around the village. A wall strong enough to protect us properly." Butler responds, "That's an excellent idea. We definitely should do it. But the problem is, we lack manpower." Qingli smiles and says, "I have a solution for that too." He pulls out a scroll, the same one he won from the lucky draw, and shows it to Butler. Butler examines the scroll and is amazed. He asks, "Who designed this?" "It's brilliant." "Is it you?" Hearing the praise, Qingli feels proud and thinks, "Technically, I did win it through my efforts, so taking full credit wouldn't be wrong." He confidently replies, "Yes, I designed it." Immediately, Butler bows down to Qingli and says with utmost respect, "This is outstanding. I will ensure to build an amazing defense system using this design. And with this, we won't even need much manpower." Qingli adds, "But still, our bigger problem remains. We urgently need to hire more people for the village. Right now, if we have only 6 or 7 people per village, that's extremely low. It's shameful to have such a small population. If we don't find people soon," Qingli continues, "I might have to hire other bandits by offering them money to live here." Butler, concerned, says, "But that's risky. Even if they accept the money and come, they might spy on us and leak our secrets to other bandits. That could be very dangerous for us." Qingli agrees, "Yes, you're right. If anyone tries something like that, you have dynamite ready, don't you? We'll blow them up instantly if needed. Now go and start the preparations. I'll join you after inspecting the area." With that, Butler leaves. Qingli stands there, gazing at the vast jungle ahead. Looking at the surroundings, he realizes something important. The village is built in a terrible location. For a bandit village, this place is completely unsuitable. It seems the ancestors who built this village did so without any planning. They didn't think about the future or how others would reach this place. It looks like they just randomly decided, let's build a village here, and did it without a second thought. The structure of the village is a complete mess. Houses are built wherever there was space, without any consideration for streets or pathways. This is not how a proper village is designed. Cheng Li thinks, I can't just remember all these problems in my mind. I need to document them properly and create a new, detailed map. As he wanders around, an idea strikes him, a brilliant one. A little while later, we see the results of that idea. This is the Flying Tiger Village area. While a bandit is cooking fish, suddenly a voice is heard from outside. Someone is shouting excitedly, I have great news. Hearing the voice, the two brothers get startled. The last time such a voice came, it brought the news of an auction that changed everything. So, they immediately rush outside. Just like before, posters are stuck on the trees. One of the bandits says, Village Master, please come forward and read it. As soon as they hear this, both brothers reach the tree nearby. The younger brother starts reading what is written on it. I know your situation is terrible because you people live in these forests, eating stale and tasteless vegetables. But you can come to us. We have plenty of good food. I also know that you don't have good weapons, you fight with broken ones. We can give you proper weapons. You don't even have good horses, but we can provide those too. You always live in fear of your future, but we offer you freedom. Your future will be safe if you join us. This is great news from my side. Our Toad Village is recruiting many people, and we want even more to join. Quickly come and join our village. You will get good horses, strong weapons, and much more. And yes, you heard it right, there are lots of beautiful girls here as well. You can live a proud and grand life in Toad Village. Come quickly. We are waiting for you and we need you. At the bottom of the message, there is also a picture of Cheng Li. Hearing this, the king of Tiger Village becomes furious, while his younger brother looks extremely excited. He says, this sounds amazing. Look at what is written, if someone joins their village, they will get great horses, beautiful girls, and powerful weapons. This is an unbelievable offer. At this, the king shouts, an unbelievable offer? This is shameless. Putting up posters like this outside other villages, trying to lure their people, offering them tempting deals, this is absolutely wrong. These people of Toad Village have crossed all limits. I promise they will pay for this insult. I will soon confront them about it. They should not have done this. While the king is fuming in anger, his younger brother is completely lost in greed, constantly dreaming about the food and mainly about the girls. Later, all the bandits return to their village. The king is still very angry. He tries to calm his brother and says, think calmly and wisely. The king says, how can I stay calm? They are trying to trouble us in many ways. This is the second time they have put up such posters. I will not tolerate it. The younger brother suggests, we should not act immediately. Let's wait for the advisor to return. When he comes back, we can discuss and then decide on our next steps. For now, cool down. Drink some water. The king starts drinking water to calm himself, but suddenly, from the background, they overhear a few villagers talking. One says, did you read what was written? If we join their village, we will get beautiful girls, lots of food, good weapons, and horses. Another says, yes, you are absolutely right. I am seriously considering going there. Maybe they really do have everything they promised. The first man responds, of course they do. They have a huge stock of grains they got by trading horses. Didn't you see the pile they built? I am sure they have everything they claimed. Hearing this, the king's mood worsens. His brother again calms him, stay calm. Instead of being upset, look at the opportunity here. This could be a golden chance for us. The king, frustrated, asks, golden chance? Our people are talking about leaving us, and you see an opportunity. The younger brother says, yes, absolutely. I see an amazing opportunity. One suggests we send a few of our trusted people into Toad Village. They will enjoy the food and benefits, but they will act as our spies. They will gather all the information, and at the right time, we will attack and take over Toad Village completely. If we occupy Toad Village, it will be a massive advantage for us. Hearing this, the king is shocked. He never expected such a brilliant plan from his younger brother, whom he always considered useless. The king says, did you really come up with this plan? I never thought you had it in you. Today you have used something you never had before, your brain. Hearing this, the younger brother feels slightly insulted but stays quiet. The scene shifts to the next day. It is the day Qingli had invited everyone to his village for recruitment. But it turns out Qingli never intended to recruit them as villagers. He only wanted to use them for labor work, treating them like workers rather than giving them the luxurious life he promised. And now, from here onwards, we see the story from a third character's perspective. His name is Jiao Shi, and he is the one who accepts Qingli's offer. At this point, Jiao Shi is deep in thought. He thinks, it's been a long time since I became a bandit. My father was a bandit, and even his father before him. Generations after generations, we have only done this work. But honestly, my life in this world is far from good. No matter how sincerely I work, no matter how hard I try to do things properly, I never get to eat good food. I don't even remember the last time I had meat or drank alcohol. When outsiders think about our life, they believe we live a grand life, looting others and getting drunk all day, enjoying luxuries. But the reality is very different. We are struggling even for basic necessities. Our food is pathetic, we are eating wild vegetables that are ruining our health. There's no taste, no satisfaction. That's why, when Todd Village made an offer, I immediately accepted it. I thought, if they make us work and, in return, give us good food, it would be a fair deal. And so, I set out for Todd Village. Along with me came the second brother, the younger brother of our Tiger King. Throughout the time we were inside Todd Village, he stayed with me. Although we mingled with the villagers, I didn't like the way he spoke to others. When I asked him about why Todd Village was gathering outsiders like us, he said it was all part of a scheme, that they wanted to recruit people. But I didn't believe that. I felt they just wanted workers in exchange for food. Anyway, before entering the village, everyone had to sign a document. No one could just walk in freely. There was a long line of people struggling because most of us didn't even know how to sign properly. Even for me, it was very difficult. Finally, after all the hassle, I managed to enter the village. The first thing they gave me was a saw. My job was simple, cut wood all day long. While I chopped the wood, the king's younger brother would lift the logs and move them from one place to another. The work was exhausting, but we both worked hard. And eventually, the results were beyond our expectations. A beautiful young woman appeared, carrying delicious food. She had dumplings, the kind we usually only get to eat during New Year celebrations. She gave us all of it. She even said that if we continued working hard, we would keep getting such amazing food. Hearing the names of the dishes alone was enough to make my mouth water. And true to her words, once we finished our tasks, they treated us to an incredible feast. The taste of that food was so wonderful that I felt no amount of hard work throughout the year could have given me such a meal. Sometimes in an entire year, we might get a decent meal once, but this was beyond anything I had ever tasted. Not only that, when we were leaving, each of us was given 5 kilograms of food to take back home. It was a dream come true. We all returned to our village, extremely happy and heavily loaded with food. When we shared our experience with the others in our village, they couldn't believe it. They thought we were exaggerating. After all, who gives so much food to outsiders for free? Some people started thinking maybe they should also visit Todd Village. However, others were skeptical. They warned me, maybe in the beginning they are treating you well, but later they will overwork you. It's just a trap. Don't fall for it. But I had made up my mind. I believed this was no trap. I decided I would go back to Todd Village, no matter what. Even if they tried to stop me, I would sneak away, but I would definitely return. Thinking all this, my day ended. I wanted to sleep quickly so that morning would come sooner and I could eat that amazing food again. Meanwhile, the scene shifts, and we see the king and his younger brother sitting elsewhere. The younger brother tells the king, "Big brother, you should have come with me. The food there was unbelievable. It's been so long since we had such a feast. I thought they would give us low-quality food, but it was nothing like that. There was an abundance of salt in the food, and not just any salt, it was the good kind. You know, while they were cooking, I couldn't help my old habits. I secretly stole some salt. By now, they must have realized it's missing. Maybe they even hitting their heads in frustration." The king calmly replies, "They probably don't even care. When they are feeding so many people, a little missing salt would hardly make a difference. Anyway, tell me, weren't you supposed to find out about their magic spells? Did you find out if they really have an electric spell?" The younger brother says, "No, I didn't find out anything. Not even a single hint. They did not talk about it, nor did they show anything related to it. King replies, "All right then. Next time, take even more people with you, more than last time. Try to find out how he does it, and if possible, learn about his spells. If we can discover something, it would help us a lot." Hearing this, the younger brother gets very excited because he also wanted to visit that place. He is enjoying the delicious food of Toad Village, and now even his tongue has gotten used to that amazing taste. Happily, he tells King, "Yes, absolutely. I will bring many more people with me. This time, I will definitely try to find out what is special about his bell and how he does all these things. I believe if I keep visiting 5 to 6 times, or maybe 8 to 10 times, or at least continue for a month, eventually I will understand everything." King interrupts him, "Enough talking. Hurry up. I want all this nonsense to end quickly. I want to finish this whole farce as soon as possible." After this, we move to the second day. Once again, a huge crowd reaches Toad Village. On the first day, fewer people had arrived, but those who visited before went back and told their friends. Now, the number of people is much larger than before. However, Wang has managed everything brilliantly. His management skills are top-notch. Qingli would not have made him a butler without reason. He organizes everything perfectly. Even with the overwhelming crowd, the butler assigns tasks to the workers efficiently, and everyone starts working fast so they can enjoy the delicious food. The village is now bustling with people and workers, and Qingli's defense program is progressing rapidly. Meanwhile, Qingli is comfortably lying in one place with Sui Ying, who is visibly annoyed. She says angrily, "Why are you still lying here? Don't you have any work?" Qingli responds, "No, I do not. Right now, I don't want to appear in front of anyone. I want people to think I am strange, that I possess mysterious powers. I have even spread some rumors that I am cultivating to enhance my powers. When I return, everyone will believe I have grown much stronger." He adds, "In this way, the fear among the bandits will increase even more." Sui Ying scolds him, "Then you should stay somewhere else." "Why here? Go die somewhere else." Qingli chuckles and says, "No, if I have to die, it will be here, in front of your beautiful face. If I can find peace looking at you, then what harm is there?" This makes Sui Ying even angrier. She puffs up her cheeks in frustration. Seeing her, Qingli laughs and says, "Don't puff your cheeks like that. You look silly, but if you keep smiling, then even if something bad happens to me, it won't matter because your smile would make it worth it." He continues, "Every time I see you, it feels like your beauty surpasses every girl in the world." Of course, Qingli is just sweet-talking here because just a while ago, he was praising the wolf girl, calling her extremely beautiful and unable to take his eyes off her. Sui Ying knows Qingli is lying and still keeps her cheeks puffed out, ignoring him. Qingli's words have not yet managed to impress her. Then, the scene shifts back to the main Toad Village where the construction work is going on rapidly. 2 workers together lift a heavy bundle of wood, but Qin Man alone carries a similar bundle with ease. His strength is far greater than the others. Qingli's plan to create an aura of fear around him is progressing smoothly. The butler, who is supervising nearby, approaches Qin Man and says, "I have heard a lot about you. Your strength is incredible. Your body structure allows you to lift heavy weights easily. Is that true?" Qin Man nods, "Yes, it is absolutely true." The butler continues, "Then why don't you show us something extraordinary? Something so heavy that no one else would even think of lifting." Qin Man smiles and says, "All right then." He points to a massive stone lying nearby, walks up to it, and lifts it effortlessly with both hands. As he begins lifting, all the workers stop their work and gather around, curiously watching. As Qin Man successfully lifts the stone, everyone gasps in amazement. One worker exclaims, "This guy is incredibly strong. No one can match his power." Another adds, "You are right. That stone must weigh at least 350 to 400 kilograms, maybe even 500 kilograms. Then, Qin Man slams the stone back to the ground with force, causing dust to rise. Seeing the impact, another worker confidently says, "It has to be at least 500 kilograms. To complete Qingli's plan, Qin Man steps forward and says, "This is nothing. Our leader is far stronger than me. I am just following the path he has shown me. His strength is way beyond mine. He can easily lift weights much heavier than this." Now, not only are the workers afraid of Qingli's rumored spell powers, but they are also terrified of his immense physical strength. Their fear has increased even more. And with this, today's episode of the series comes to an end. Thank you for watching. Do let us know in the comments how you liked the episode. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.